94.5 FM, KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio. I want you to wait for it. Ease into the game.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Welcome aboard The Blitz. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. I was waiting, and for those of you who are watching live at ESPNSA.com, you would have seen James turn toward the screen wondering, where is he? Why isn't he coming into the show? But we're here, and we got a full week of fun headed your direction. 3 hours today. Still got Rangers. GPS Texas brings you some Texas tonight. But with a 19-19. 500 baseball, Jason.
Gotta love it. Talk about a team exceeding expectations. That is your 2021 Texas Rangers.
You know, apart from they are the most successful professional franchise that I follow.
Well, it's
that
the only
sucks.
professional franchise that you are currently following that is currently playing.
Well, the Spurs. I'm talking about. They have
currently playing
the best record of all the teams that I follow that get paid. It's the Texas Rangers. Their record is a sad detriment on your sports life. Better than the Cowboys saw. Certainly better than any of the things the Spurs have done. The Rangers are leading my hit parade. That's where we sit on May the 10th. Oh, we do have a lot to talk about, and certainly the Rangers might come up.
I doubt it.
You actually never know on a day like this, but certainly we'll get into a lot. Spurs, of course. Hey, they got a game. They can't even take right, man. But they go in and slap Sacramento around a little bit. I don't know what's going on in Sacramento. I thought they wanted this. I really did. But when the team that you thought wanted it has gone through not one, but 2 9-game losing streaks throughout the season, I don't know why I expected anything other than that. But we would like to thank the Pelicans for continuing to make it game. The Spurs do have just a game and a half going into tonight. We'll look at all different angles. Joe Reiniger will join us in here in about 30 minutes. We'll look toward the Spurs tonight. I believe the game's on Ken's, right, Jason?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And so you'll actually be able to watch it tonight. No excuses. No, well, I got to use my
I watch all the games, but I'll get to actually see the local feed, which is going to be a treat. You know, how'd you like to watch your favorite team described to you night after night as you are losing by the opponent? That's the way my season has gone. So when you wonder why I get a little surly, it's because I'm listening to the other team talk about how good that team is as they wax the court with the Spurs Fiesta jerseys. I mean, yeah, it's been a long year, so I'm looking forward to the friendly confines of the Kins broadcast instead of the crack stream, my team's so much better than your team kind of broadcast that I've dealt with for 60-some-odd games this year. Yeah, I'm a little surly, but I'll get over it because they're finally doing it right. We'll look at who needs to be sitting down. It's time for the Spurs to make some wholesale changes here. Because what else are you going to do here?
But if you sit somebody down, that means somebody's got to play. And who's
Patty Mills? I mean, if the intent is to lose out, then play all the Patty you can. He is ice cold. That dude, he has never played this badly. What a way to finish out a contract year, going 0 for April and most of May. I mean, dude, Patty has really stunk up the joint. So, you know, if the intent is what we're getting, then keep doing what you're doing, Pop, because you finally found the formula. We'll I don't know why I got so angry at that, because there's so much more to be mad at, like the Kentucky Derby.
Well,
I didn't lay any money on it. I grew up off of a road called Medina Base Road. Literally, that's the road I got on every day. So Medina kind of, when I saw that, I thought, man, if I was to gamble, Medina kind of hit, because I grew up next to Medina Base. It would have made sense. And it turns out that he might have been juiced. Well, no, he was juiced. We just don't know who did it.
But it was just such a small amount. It shouldn't have mattered. The test levels are, it wouldn't have even popped in, say, California, according to Baffert, who then went on and told a story that's making its rounds, and we'll try to clarify it. But he did tell the story about a groom who urinated in the stall after the groom had been taking some cough medicine, and the horse ate some hay and tested positive. That was not about this Kentucky Derby winning horse, but on Twitter, it's making the rounds as if it was. And first off, I'm thinking, because I thought the same thing when I saw the tweets, because it was right after a Baffert interview. The reporter did clarify, but by then, it's tweeted out. It's out there. But it got me to thinking about all the best excuses you've ever used to try to get out of trouble. The grooms, the lowest paid guy working at the stable, these $1 million horses, and he's just going to pee on their food, really? But yeah, let's go with that, and somehow that's going to show up a positive test. But have you ever used a good excuse to try to say get out of a traffic ticket?
You mean like lie, like flat out lie to get out of a traffic ticket?
No, I'm just saying, officer, I've got the runs, and I'm just trying to get to the house as quickly as I can. That might be true.
I think the better question, let's ask cops what's the best they've heard. I want to hear from a cop out there, DPS, county sheriff, I don't care where you were at the time. What's the best excuse that was ever tried on you? Or maybe the worst that actually got you through? Bob Baffert is throwing it all against the wall. Maybe one of them will stick.
If a cop does call in at 210-656-ESPN on the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines, I know you've heard a gazillion excuses. We won't identify you outside of your name. We won't ask your badge number or any of that stuff.
Dude, but you can still collectively bargain. You guys are sweet, man. Make the call. Tell us your name.
True.
You guys you're in control, baby. You run this place.
What's the best excuse that you were like, you know what, that's so good, I'm not going to write you up? What's the one that, as a cop, that you bought the most and let somebody out of a ticket because of it?
I hope there's some good ones. I hope that there's cops with hearts. But I get the feeling that most of them go, yeah, that was a worthy try. Tell it to the judge. I would like to think that you're capable, that there is a realm of possibility that a guy like me could come up with an excuse to get out of a ticket. Because as of right now, I've never even tried. I feel like that guy'd look at me like, that's 10 more for just flat out lying to me right there. You were just driving 75. Now it's 85. You care to make up another excuse? That's the way I feel like it would end with me. We had this great talk earlier. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Today at 5:30, just kind of mull this over in your mind. What's the best division in the NFL? Because there are arguments to be made for a few. And then what's the worst division in the NFL? Because there's arguments to be made for a few there. But the separator is what? Let's figure out what's the best division of football as we sit post-draft, pre-June 1 cuts. Who has the best division in football? One thing is for sure, though. The NFC East is not. I'm not sure it's the worst. It's certainly not the best.
It's neither. The NFC East isn't a part of either of these conversations, surprisingly. Overall, again, there's expectations in the East that at least three of the teams, if not all four, are going to be better based on the draft. The NFC East had a really good draft.
Yeah, but you couldn't get any worse. I mean, you can't fall off the floor.
Well, yeah, you can.
No, last year was the floor. Last year, you literally ass backwards into the playoffs. Whoever it was going to be ass backwards. Whoever hadn't quite collapsed was going to get that title. And Washington football team didn't have a name, so things weren't heavy enough. They had a little bit of lighter baggage because they didn't have to carry around a funny name. When we get, we'll also talk about. Did you guys watch DK Metcalf run his 100-yard dash?
Well, I saw the 10-second highlight.
Why was he taking so much abuse? I thought it was. I mean, it was worthy. It was a good watch. It made a lot of people tune in to the Olympics tryout festival thing. That wouldn't have. I can tell you that.
It's funny. You're right. He brought a lot of attention to an event that otherwise wouldn't have got a lot of attention. But the talk that he shouldn't even have been there, that, football speed and world-class track speed are two different things. And
we know that now.
But we knew that coming in. He hung in with those guys, but finished dead last. I mean,
did we know that now? I seem like a lot of people felt like he had a shot.
I don't know who said he had a shot. I think a lot of people.
Track guys all went, yeah, bring it, Bob.
Exactly. Well, and it's kind of the same conversation you get, say, when Tony Romo tries to make the U.S. Open. You can be a good golfer. You ain't PGA U.S. Open quality of a golfer, but
problem playing.
But they have the ability in the U.S. Open to allow somebody to try out and actually win a way in. DK just shows up and says, "Yeah, man, I'm going to run." And, it's some track people, other athletes almost seem mad at them. If you wanted to do this, create an exhibition charity event and run with these guys. But to show up at their meet and try to compete, and I don't even think his time would have won the 6A state championship this weekend.
I don't know. What do you run? 10-2? Something like that?
No,
10-3. 10-3-6?
10-3-6. Yeah. Yeah, 10-3-6, which is about 30 seconds faster than I would have run it.
Well, that goes without saying. I can't even drive that fast. But I don't get the anger. But anybody who expected anything other than what was the outcome, a 10-3-6 in last place, was obviously kind of mistaken by a really awesome couple of highlights with a bunch of guys in pads. Watching him run was he runs with muscle. He is powering that. I'm surprised he wasn't leaving like a fishtail behind him with his spikes digging up dirt, because he runs with power. He's trying to get through a linebacker, man.
That's as big as he is. It's still impressive, the athletic feat that he accomplished. But almost like, at the dog park where they got the little rabbit on the thing, they needed to put Buda Baker about 20 yards in front of him and let him track Buda Baker down. See, that would have given him that extra burst. That's where the football speed comes in.
Well, you're going to put Buddha on like a moped? He's already been proven he can't outrun him. You have to give him, a 20-yard, 30-yard head start?
Well, that's it. I think if you would have given him that target, he would have gone 10-3-7 to, 10-2-1, and it would have been a completely different thing, because he got the goal line there. He would have caught him, and Buda Baker would have been out there, just having that sight, something to chase after.
Well, watching him line up, it looked a whole lot like somebody's big brother snuck into a younger age bracket. That's what it looked like. He's like a half a foot taller than anybody else in the race. Like, whose big brother's running in place of him? Looked like it was the 15U race, and the 17U kid snuck in behind there and got himself a little bit smaller club. He was so much bigger than everybody else.
The funny part, I saw somebody posted on Twitter a clip of the video, and the first comment was, well, which one is DK? What number is he wearing? And I'm thinking, you can't just look and see which one is DK? Yeah, you should not be allowed to comment, because clearly you have no idea if you can't pick the NFL guy out of that group.
He could have carried one of those sprinters and still had the same time. Just picked him up and ran with him. It wouldn't affected the race at all. The other guy would have been nearly as fast. We got a lot to talk about. We're running out of time to do it. Coming back, Canelo fought in Dallas, and a whole lot of people went. Let's talk about the fight and the outcome. Is a plant going to grow with a unified title, or is he going to chase some more dollars? Canelo coming up next. Joe Reinagle at Kins 5 will join us at 4:30 as they got the Spurs tonight. We'll talk about it coming up. Hang around. Canelo coming next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're going to fire up the grill, you want to get the best sausage on that grill, you need to get yourself some Kielbasa smoked sausage, the kind of sausage you could find in butcher shops back in the old days. And it's the way they make their great smoked sausage. That legendary smoked sausage that Kielbasa makes is made in small 150-pound batches with only fresh, high-quality ingredients, never frozen meat. They don't add fillers or chemicals that you can't pronounce. Then it is smoked over real hardwood, just the way Rufus Kielbasa did back in 1949 when they started the company here in San Antonio, and everything they make is still made right here in San Antonio. They're a great local company on a mission to reintroduce you to authentic smoked meats. So when you buy Kielbasa brand sausage, you're getting the best, most authentic smoked sausage you'll ever eat. Michael Kielbasa guarantees it. If it's not the best sausage you've ever eaten, call him. He'll give you your money back. He puts his number on the back of every package sold. Kielbasa sausage is now available at Walmart. And, of course, you can find Kielbasa sausage, bacon, chorizo, and breakfast links at an H-E-B near you. You're going to fire up the grill? Go get some Kielbasa today.
Strikeouts and homers and diving catches. Oh, my.
Check swing, straight three.
The tremendous home run to left center field. Toward the alley, dives. He makes the catch.
Catch it all with Texas Rangers Baseball on ESPN San Antonio. Brought to you by New Breaks Mobile Brake Repair.
If you're having issues at the house with plumbing, your AC, there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. They have all the equipment needed to fix any job, from a faucet leak to a leak in your slab. At Quartermoon, no commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm with my brother, Jason, my lawyer. He's with the Thompson Law Firm. Now, Jason, I got a question for you. I see lawyer advertisements, billboards, TV. How do I choose a lawyer?
I see the exact same advertisements, and it would be tough, I think, if you don't have a relationship with an attorney deciding who to pick. I think the things that you need to think about are whether or not the law firm and the lawyer I hire will be my lawyer. And what I mean by that is not a face on a billboard, but never actually seeing that lawyer. I'm talking about hiring the lawyer that I want to represent me. And so when you come in, I am the one that meets you, and I will take you through every step of the process. I will handle the insurance companies. I will help you with your recovery. I will take you through that entire process. And knowing full well that that is my client, not just for today, but for the rest of their life.
Be smart. Protect yourself and your family. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Injuries happen. If you twist, pull, pump, or snap something, you need to know about the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. From a minor sprain to a compound fracture, TSAOG has got you covered. Not all injuries require surgery. Dr. David Espinosa treats all non-operative orthopedic injuries and concussion baseline testing. Telemedicine services are available through Ortho Connect. If you're hurting, go to the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. Online, TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
On winning teams, every player brings their unique strength and has an impact on the results. For the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s, one of those players was Michael Cooper. He was one of only 3 players to play on all 5 of their championships. Alongside Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 and made the All-Defensive Team for 8 straight years. A vital role for the Showtime Lakers.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Just like in basketball, adding talent to your team right now gets you even. But adding the right talent right now, that gets you an edge. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the best candidates with the experience, skills, and motivation you need. Post a job in minutes with your must-have criteria, and LinkedIn Jobs will match you to the most qualified people across their network of 740 million professionals. You could have your star players in place this summer. Post your first job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
It is the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. Go there. You can watch us live, our YouTube feed, our Facebook feed as well as that on our Facebook page, obviously. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Joe Reinagle, Kins 5 Sports, going to join us in about 15 minutes. Spurs Bucks tonight. Coach Budenholzer coming into town. Last time we saw him, it didn't go well. Though Lonnie played well. Yeah, sure. We can continue
Forbes
this.
is coming home.
Yeah, let's all celebrate with that. Canelo had a fantastic fight on Saturday night, but what more impressive than the orbital fracture and TKO was the crowd. 72,000 people went to Jerry World to watch the fight. That I'm excited as the next person about turning the corner, but that's a lot of people in the building. Hope it was worth the time.
Well, I mean, it's a pandemic record. Hell, it's a boxing record for a crowd that big. I mean, 72,000. You think about 58,000 in the Dome for Whitaker Chavez back in 1993, which was a massive boxing crowd at the time. And again, for a building that can hold over 100,000, it was still, not at capacity. I wonder if Jerry could have made it capacity. I saw the Braves.
It was the largest indoor crowd of all time. I mean, yeah, it was bigger. It was bigger than here. Which one was it? Ollie Spinks. I think it was Spinks 2. 63,000 at the Superdome years back. It's been a long time since we've even come close to that. And he busts over 72,000 people. One, makes me think we're itching to get out. Two, they were looking for a better fight than I was. It was actually a far better fight than I expected, to be quite frank. It went 8 rounds. I even saw one card where Canelo was behind. I'll be honest, I didn't take the time because I just didn't think a guy like Billy Joe had a chance.
I didn't either. I didn't either. It wasn't a priority for me to get somewhere that was showing the fight, and I certainly wasn't going to go and get it on my own. But I kind of thought Canelo would win by the 3rd round. I did not expect it to go as long as it did. And then after reading about the fight and seeing the highlights, before I knew the seriousness of the injury, I'm kind of surprised that Billy Joe Saunders quit. But now you realize his career might be over after that broken orbital bone. They don't know that he'll be able to come back from this thing.
Unfortunately, wasn't he calling somebody else out not long ago ended up quitting a fight with the very same injury? It was a heavyweight. I don't need to look that up. But it was, Canelo is still that name. The next step here is, which way is he going to go? Do you think he chases money or chases title? Because getting the title out of IBF and the cross management that is going to have to go along and to negotiate this isn't going to be the easiest. In the best possible world, do we want the unified title? Do we want Canelo to continue to bank and pull boxing fans in before he goes and tries to get it unified? Because he won't make as much money if he tries to unify it as he would with a rematch.
I don't know if there'll be a rematch with Billy Joe anytime soon. Again, his career
guys.
But you look at Caleb Plant has the only 168-pound belt that Canelo doesn't have. And he's already got a contract to fight in September. That fight can be made for September. The 72,000 at Jerry World, 71,000 and change where they're rooting on Canelo. I mean, he is going to sell out a big-ass stadium wherever he fights. And with his contract with DAZN or DAZN or however you say it he's got to fight. So I do think that for Canelo unifying, because what he did prove on Saturday night, he is the biggest draw in boxing right now, regardless of who he is fighting. You're looking at this fight. People didn't go to see who Canelo was fighting. They weren't going for the matchup. They were going to watch Canelo. And, it's almost like some of the Mayweather fights. You weren't going, the matchup mattered, but it's who are you going to watch? And I think Canelo right now is such a draw in boxing, kind of Tyson-ish. Put somebody out there. He's going to sell out the building, and he's going to put on a show.
Well, Tommy Hearns said it, and I agree with him. It's the only fight to take. It literally is. Now, the DAZN made the mistake of not getting him up, so he's basically a free agent. You feel like they would offer. They'd guarantee $50 million each, don't you figure, to get Canelo back with them for a little bit? Or, maybe right around there anyway. This is the biggest thing in boxing. He is the biggest guy in boxing. The heavyweights continue to try, but they keep screwing themselves up by putting off fights and showing up with heavy head pieces and not doing what they need to. At least Canelo shows up and gets it done. 168 is close enough to heavyweight. Get this title, get that ring. Learn some English, man, because you would be a world-class celebrity. Think of the stuff that Canelo could sell if he would just speak more English on a regular basis. I appreciate the fact that he chose not to. I would, it'd be hard for me to learn another, but if somebody told me, if you would learn Spanish, Rob, there's $100 million in advertising just waiting for you. If you'll just be that, I think I would hire a tutor.
Well, you can. You'd be listening to those tapes and doing whatever.
Think about for the Anglo audience, think about how little we hear from Canelo. You have to go find it if you're a boxing fan. It's just not in front of you on the regular. I mean, it's just, and he is the preeminent name in boxing, at least in the Western Hemisphere. He is the guy in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, you might look across and look at maybe a Russian Triple G or somebody like that in Europe. But in the United States and Mexico and South America, there is no bigger fighter than Canelo.
By 72,000.
Well, let's hope it happens.
You look at the idea of selling product in America, and he hasn't been able to do that. No boxer has in a long time. But Canelo probably could. I'm surprised they haven't tried to do some sort of, commercials where he doesn't really say anything.
Well, there's been one or two, and it's been a little squirrely because you get that one word and you're like, that's it? Okay.
Well, but you know who he is. But again, though, 72,000 in Dallas, Texas, or Arlington. That's impressive, and they're going to capitalize on him. And the fact that he is a network free agent, he's going to fight in September. The bidding war for Showtime, HBO, it is pretty impressive when you think about what that could ultimately look like.
I heard there's some tussles in the stands. There's a pretty raucous atmosphere.
Yeah, there's you just Google YouTube fights. I mean, there were some better fights in the stands that might have been on the undercard there. And you know what the added value of when you're fighting in the stands is when the guy tumbles over, you get the roll. And you get the how many rows is he going to roll down there at Jerry World? My goodness, I saw a lot of fight videos from the stands there at Jerry World.
We're not used to people. We've been cooped up for a while. We lost our manners, so I expect there'll be some we forgot how to deal with people kind of stuff going on in the next 3, 4, 5 months as we all get back around each other. We forgot how to act. Most of us would wear sweatpants 7 days a week for the last year, getting out and slicking up and going to the fights. Maybe forget how to act.
Pent up energy, just get after it.
Sometimes it's if you haven't been to a bar in a while, you're not really you forget the routine. You need to kind of fall back into it, and you get all surly when you're out of sorts. Churlish crowd. Hey, speaking of churlish, Joe Reinigle isn't. Joe Reinigle of Ken's 5 is going to join us next. Ken's got the game tonight. The Bucks are in town. Coach Bud bought the freak. See what the Spurs can do to add to another streak, one way or the other. Coming up, you're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. In San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. And while we can't control the quality of the water supply that comes to your home, you can control the quality that comes through it. Don't wait until you think something is wrong with your water to call Alamo Water Softeners. Some chemicals and contaminants are undetectable. Let Alamo Water Softeners come to your house and give you a free water analysis and a free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. They're a great local family-owned company. The Townsends are great to work with. In fact, on the Nextdoor app, they were voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite. Alamo Water Softeners provides the best value for the highest quality water treatment. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Game nights, the Blitz goes silver and black.
This is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom. 30 minutes before every game night on the Blitz.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
How'd you feel when you woke up this morning? I hope you felt great, ready to attack the week. But if you woke up this morning like you do every morning, a little tired, worn out, and not feeling your best, well, there's an easy way to fix that. I bet you're carrying a little bit of weight. And if you are, I've got a great way for you to lose it permanently. I'm talking about the Institute for Functional Health, and this is not a diet. I've been going to Dr. Jacob Torres over at the IFF for a little over a year and a half now. Long time, and the benefits, well, they've been extraordinary. Let me talk to you about how you're living and how you can improve that. First of all, Dr. Torres, he's the founder of the Institute for Functional Health. He's got a multidisciplinary team of healthcare specialists, functional medicine doctors, nurse practitioners, chiropractors, physical therapists, the whole gamut of what you need to stay healthy. And primary is some of the things that you can do for yourself, and first and foremost is to lose some weight. Now, losing weight is, there's lots of different ways to do it. Some very safe, some very healthy. Most are not. If you haven't dealt with a medical professional in trying to lose weight and going on a weight loss plan, not a diet, then you're really not doing it right. If your medication, if your health history, if your genetics, if your medicals don't match what you're trying to do, it's going to be very difficult to be successful. That's why it's great dealing with Dr. Torres and all those great folks down at the IFF. A program was put together specifically and only for me. My biology, my history, all taken into account, and that put together. I get the mentorship, the leadership. This isn't about buying meals or anything like that. It's about learning a new way to eat, when to eat, how to eat, and what to eat. And I'll tell you what, it is the best thing I've ever done. I walked in there nearly 300 pounds, tired all the time, sore joints, and all the things that go along with being overweight. Over time, it wasn't a fast-paced program. It's a program to stay on for the rest of your life. I lost that weight. Now I'm down nearly 40 pounds, feeling so much better about myself, skinnier jeans, thinner belts, all the stuff that goes along with it, but I feel so much better. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's not your age, it's what you're eating that could be the problem. Keep in mind, a variety of maladies can be fixed by losing that weight and the diet that you have. If your dietary numbers are getting to the point where you're nearly diabetic or hypertensive or anything like that, you need to attack the problem. That's your weight. Dr. Torres is there to help. I want you to meet with him. Call him and get the free consultation, however you'd like. The number is 210-468-1891. Again, 210-468-1891. You can check out their website, iffhealth.com. While you're there, take that functional health test. I promise you it'll open your eyes. Go see Dr. Torres. You can change your life with one decision, and this will be the best one you make. Go to the IFF today, talk to Dr. Torres, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
You're a weekend do-it-yourselfer who likes to tackle the big jobs, tree removal, digging, hauling, or cleaning up a job site. For those big jobs, you need big equipment, and at Ewald Kubota, renting equipment is a breeze. Dependable Kubota construction equipment, tractors, zero-turn mowers, or utility vehicles. Get it done right and get it done fast. Right now, all new rental customers get a 10% discount off their first rental. This is the Ewald Kubota way of saying welcome. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
Thomas J. Henry recently recovered $27 million for a brain injury in a trucking accident case. If you were hurt in an accident, we can help. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio to start your claim today. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Run with us on a John Deere Z365 RZ track mower, built for taking it easy. We're talking lemonade on a lazy afternoon easy. That's why we added the Easy Change 30-second oil change system to make the job nice and simple. And with the convenience of standard mulch control, you'll control your clippings without any extra effort. So you can get back to the good stuff, because lawns aren't just for mowing, they're for living. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Z300 for more.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
On winning teams, every player brings their unique strength and has an impact on the results. For the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers of the 80s, one of those players was Michael Cooper. He was one of only 3 players to play on all 5 of their championships. Alongside Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987 and made the All-Defensive Team for 8 straight years. A vital role for the Showtime Lakers.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Just like in basketball, adding talent to your team right now gets you even. But adding the right talent right now, that gets you an edge. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the best candidates with the experience, skills, and motivation you need. Post a job in minutes with your must-have criteria, and LinkedIn Jobs will match you to the most qualified people across their network of 740 million professionals. You could have your star players in place this summer. Post your first job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
It is the Blitz. Thanks for hanging with us here at ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Spurs playing the Milwaukee Bucks, the freak in town. Coach Bud brought him. Well, here we go again. Let's see if we can figure out how we're going to handle the next week of basketball. To do so, we were joined by Joe Reinagel on KENS 5 Sports. Joe, welcome aboard, man. How's your day going?
Well, it's going great, man. How are you guys?
No, we're good. You know, you guys get a Spurs game on KENS tonight, which means guys like Rob, who have Dish Network and doesn't get the other network, is going to be able to watch Bill and Sean and you tonight on the broadcast. I'm excited.
Well, that's good. He might learn something then, huh? That's good.
Well, what is he going to learn?
I'm subjected to the other team's broadcast for every game. So all I ever hear is a little bit about a bad Spurs team and a lot about a team who just broke a losing streak, pretty much, against the Spurs. So it's like I get to go see the other team's homecoming every night. But so tonight, after a win in Sacramento, they beat a team actually worse than them, and then they step on the court against Portland, of course, get run out. Tonight with the Bucks in town, let's hope they rest a lot of guys. Is that what we're looking forward to?
I don't think they're going to rest anybody, although, man, it is a brutal week to finish things up, right? 5 games in 7 nights. I mean, I honestly, and I've talked about this a lot, but I honestly don't know how these guys do it. I know they're in great shape, but, man, the second half of the schedule has just been unreal. And I don't know how these guys get up and play every day like they do. It's just nuts.
Well, it is, but it's not like they're alone. Every other team is doing it. The problem that I have with this Spurs team is I see the same mistakes over and over and over and over again, and you wonder, where is the improvement? Where is the incremental growth? And we're not seeing it. Now, I look at like Patty Mills' play the last 2 months has just been awful. I could say the schedule's probably affected him. He's old.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. But it hadn't affected DeMar DeRozan that much. And the guy's probably having one of the best seasons he's ever had, play wise. And so, in that respect, it's good. And which begs the question is, will he be back? But I think you're right to some respect there, Jason, is that, when you look at some of the young guys, you're right. They will make some of the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I'm not sure what you attribute that to. But, if nothing else, throughout the season, you would hope that, these guys got better at this, they're better at that, and we can look forward to next year. But I'm with you there, and I'm just going to lay it on the fact that it's just been a crazy year, and hopefully with training camp and summer workouts and all that stuff that these guys will improve, and we'll see a different product on the floor next year.
Joe Reinigle, Kins 5, sitting in with us here on the Blitz, says the Kins will have the game tonight. Milwaukee in town. Coach Bud comes home. Milwaukee has served notice over the last week or so that they are certainly still need to be considered in the conversation there in the East, despite Brooklyn and Philadelphia and the likes making the charge. We haven't had much success against the Bucks, but last we saw, Lonnie Walker had his best game of the season and maybe his best game as a pro. Tonight, if there is expectations, can we expect much from Lonnie, or do you think it's just going to be DeMar and let's hope we rebound and get back a little bit better?
That's a good question, but I really think that some of these young guys are too polite. And when I say that, they defer to the guys like Rudy Gay and DeMar DeRozan and Patty Mills, and when maybe they should be a little more aggressive than they are. I mean, when DeMar DeRozan rests, Lonnie Walker usually goes off. And I really think these guys, you call it respect, being polite, I don't know what you want to call it, but I honestly believe at this point in the season, they need to get up, be aggressive, take their shots, and play their game. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with that, Pop included. But it just seems to me that these guys hold back and defer to the old guys more than they should. And I think that's been a problem. And one of the things that you guys talked about, and the improvement, that's where they need to improve as far as I'm concerned. Let it fly.
Joe Reinigle from Ken's 5 with us here on ESPN San Antonio. 5 games to close out the season, all against teams that actually have something to play for. So I don't really expect one of these teams to rest a bunch of guys because there's something on the line for them. For the Spurs, what is the magic number 3? But they got a 1.5 lead over the Pelicans for that 10th spot. Sunday afternoon, are we going to talk about the Spurs in the play-in or the Spurs falling out of 10th and losing that 10th spot to the New Orleans Pelicans?
Well, it is certainly conceivable that the Spurs lose all 5 of these games coming up, right? I mean, like you said, that is something that just might happen. But I don't think the Pelicans are going to win any games either. I mean, they're with losing Williamson, and it's just going to be tough for them. So I think the Spurs get in. They'll play Memphis, it looks like right now, if the playoffs started today. And that would be a tough matchup. So, again, I don't think anybody expected this team to do anything. And the fact that they're even going to get into that play-in game with the way things have gone, I think is pretty good. So I think they'll be there, but they'll kind of limp into it because if they win one of these next 5, I will really be pleasantly surprised.
Joe, what do you think of the play-in?
I like it. Yeah, I do, because it's made the season exciting. I mean, as a Spurs fan, right, if you're looking at them, you would just be already talking lottery. You'd be out of it. There'd be no chance. And now we are here going to the last week of the regular season, still talking about the Spurs in the playoffs. And so I think it's good. I mean, look, other sports have done it. The Major League Baseball does it. The NFL is adding wild card teams. So I think when it comes to having teams alive and an opportunity to make the playoffs, even if you're kind of back there a little bit, I think it's exciting from a fan standpoint. It keeps the interest up a little bit. And it drives me insane that some of these guys like LeBron James come out and complain about this thing, when he hadn't complained the whole year. It's not like Adam Silver just said one day, hey, guess what? We're going to have a play-in game. I just thought of it. We're going to have it. It's been that way for the whole year. But, the Lakers stumble, and now LeBron complains about it. It's ridiculous. And so I like it. And I think most fans do. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's interesting because it's harder to tank. I just can't figure out with the Spurs. Are they trying to get in the play-in or not? With the way they're playing, I can't tell which way Pop is trying to steer the ship. But you look at LeBron complaining about it now. It was a good idea until he's actually in it. If they were up in the top 1, 2, 3, 4 where he expected to be, he wouldn't say a negative thing about it, kind of like when Dallas was looking at it and then the Mavericks were complaining about it. I think if you're not in it, it's a great thing. If you're in it, you hate it, which is great for the NBA.
I think it's great for the NBA. And as a fan of the game, that's what you want to see. You want to have that excitement. And I just got to go back to something you said. I don't think Pop has a choice at this point in time of whether he wants to tank or not. I think he's just playing the hands that, the cards that are dealt. And that's just the kind of thing it is. I think you're giving him way too much credit for, well, let's see, are we going to tank or are we going to not? I don't think he has a choice.
It might have been constructed to fail. Maybe that's just the plan. No matter what occurred, we can't try because, quite frankly, look at how this thing's built. And with that in mind, Joe, as this season winds down, and you could play Brian Wright, you could play GM and went and got something. Looking at the Spurs now, and let's assume that DeMar is gettable plus one other thing. What would you do? Would you still chase DeMar? Would you bring him back, or would you go back and get two other things to fix the Spurs?
Boy, that's a great question. I love DeMar DeRozan. I love having him here as a Spur. And I think he's had the best season arguably of his career. I mean, the guy's been sensational, and I think he likes playing with this young group of Spurs. I would have to say, give me the other two things. I think he chased DeMar. I do, because I think he likes the system. He's bought into the system, and I think he's a good leader for these young guys. And they all respect him. Again, maybe a little too much. And then you go out and chase that other thing, which has got to be a Kawhi Leonard type player. Not Kawhi Leonard, certainly, but that type of player, if there's that guy out there. So Spurs are going to have plenty of money to spend, that's for sure. So they ought to be able to do something, and it's going to be interesting to see how the season pans out. But you got to figure guys like Rudy Gay, Patty Mills probably won't be here next year. I mean, I would be surprised if they are.
See, it's funny because I think Rudy is gone. I think Patty ends up coming back to the San Antonio Spurs on like a 2 or 3 year deal. I just don't see all that corporate knowledge walking away.
Well, I hope it's for a lot less money. That's the thing.
3 years, $10 million per. That's nothing at the NBA standards. So Patty ain't getting out of bed for less than 10.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. And maybe you're right. I mean, there's a lot of corporate knowledge there. Maybe Patty comes back, but I just think that I don't know. Do you blame it on the season? The guy, has he made a shot since February? I'm not sure. I'd like to see him. What's that?
He went over April, I believe.
One good game a couple 3 weeks ago. Outside of that, it's been bad. It's been bad. And then you look at this final stretch run. Could they get a win tonight on Ken's 5? Maybe, you being in the building can bring them some luck. Sean making fun of your hair can bring them some luck. But I mean, this could be an 0-5 week to close out the year, which would a 6-game losing streak to end things, which is just pathetic. And you still make the play-in tournament.
Right, and you've still got an opportunity. I mean, win one game and you move on and try to win another one. So, it's crazy, but that's why I like this format right now. And I don't think the NBA is going to keep it. I mean, I haven't heard if they're going to keep it moving forward. I get the feeling they might not. But I think for this year and what everybody's been through, it's been fantastic. And, I don't know. I just when you're playing one game, I like the odds. Why not? Somebody misses a couple of shots and you make a couple and you win. So I think the Spurs will take that at this point in time, regardless of how they limp into the playoffs or the play-in situation. So, you roll the dice and take your chances.
Joe's working late tonight. Spurs at 7 o'clock there on Ken's 5. He'll have the broadcast and all things fun. Let's hope they get it right. Take down Coach Bud and the Freak as Spurs got the Bucks. Don't forget game night San Antonio at 6:30. They're brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We'll get you completely ready for it. Hey, Joe, thanks for stopping by, man. We know you're busy today.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Joe Reinagel at Ken's 5. If you didn't hear it the first time, I'll tell you again. Bucks Spurs on Ken's, just regular old broadcast. You can use the rabbit ears tonight. Bust them out. Get the aluminum foil, sit back and enjoy it. I know I'm going to.
It's about damn time.
A home broadcast. That happens about once a week. I'm lucky to get Sean and Bill. Normally it's a name X Pro that you vaguely remember in a good voice. That's normally what I get for most of this.
I honestly, and not to totally sidetrack into a different topic, I can't believe you haven't switched to your carrier yet because of no Spurs and no all the other things that you can't get Bally on. Yeah, I know you're a big Dallas Stars fan. You're not getting them. The Texas Rangers, you're not getting them on TV where you turn the TV sound down and turn the radio broadcast up. Nothing on Bally you're getting, which I'd have dumped them a long time ago, man. I'm proud of you.
I'm financially beholden to them, Jason. I'm indebted to them for a period of time that a contract for which I signed is holding me, and they hold you to it, man.
Yeah, but your contract included Bally Sports.
No, that unfortunately did not, and neither did it include. Let's see what else fell by the wayside over time.
Lawyers can find their
HBO.
way out of all kinds of contracts.
No,
and,
not
I
this
know a
one.
guy if you need one.
No, not this one. Not this one. Evidently, this is pretty airtight. Evidently,
Their lawyers make more than yours.
HBO's been gone for like 2 years.
Really?
God, just but yeah, they dropped HBO right in the middle of the Game of Thrones run. So you think they're worried a little bit about a bad Spurs team and Dish Network types? No, I'm way down on their Karen list, and they don't care if I call it bitch. Like, yeah, I see we got you till 2023. So what else were you saying? Well, yeah, you're more than welcome to leave. Now, where do we mail that bill to? If you want to go. Yeah. I want to thank Joe for stopping by. Yeah, it's on broadcast. Ken's finally got one. When we come back, the Spurs and the rest of us celebrated Mother's Day. I have just one question. How old is the Coyote?
Good Lord.
If you saw the picture, you'd understand why. His mama's older than I thought. We're talking Coyote, and happy Mother's Day to all coming by on the Blitz. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on gear, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club down there on San Pedro. And not just embroidery, silk screen shirts for any occasion like family reunions, other events, or if you need your logo on masks, on shirts, on jackets, caps, you need uniforms, Sam's Embroidery Club is the place to go. In fact, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Medical, restaurant, service industry, construction, camo gear, safety gear. Your office is opening back up. You need your employees to have new shirts, have that professional look around the office with that company logo on it. Get into Sammy's Embroidery Club. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. Check the website, samsembroidery.com, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410 next to the Big Lots across from the McDonald's. All items do come with a warranty, and you work with Sammy on your project. He's the owner, and he's by his phone right now. Call him, 210-824-3900. 824-3900 for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Show us your meat.
On the grill.
Take a picture and upload it to ESPNSA.com, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market if you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit. because shed happens.
Clay's cleaning service has a spotless reputation.
Take care of the windows. Hello, this is Clay.
But his business operations could use a light dusting.
Boy, I had you scheduled for next week. I'll just check here. No, absolutely. We will be there tomorrow.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You know why women love Diamonds Direct? Because they can always get a ring they're proud to wear.
I was able to get everything, the most perfect diamond I could ever want. It's just my dream ring that I thought I would never be able to afford.
You cannot beat the value that Diamonds Direct gives you. It kind of took my breath away when I did see how big that diamond was.
You have to put your sunglasses on to look at this. It's just gorgeous. We're amazed at the quality we got for the price.
But way beyond the ring, women love the Diamonds Direct experience. It's personal, it's caring, it's authentic, and it's fun.
It's people that are pretty much family, honestly, at this point. I'm not even joking. It sounds like an exaggeration, but they're so warm and welcoming.
And they were so nice and so down to earth, and we just felt like family.
Very laid back. Not one time did we feel like we were being pressured. Not one time did we feel like we were being asked to extend a budget we did not have.
Just make you feel so at home and you just feel comfortable shopping. It's just a great place to shop. I mean, I love it.
Discover the difference for yourself. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Do you hear My Computer Career ads and think, I don't know anything about computers? Well, you don't have to. Before starting, many graduates could turn a computer on and off, and that's it. And now they're IT pros. You could do it too. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new life in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career.
It is the Blitz. Thanks for hanging with us here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. Pay no mind to the cover page. We're here. There we go. He's James Pledger behind the curtain. Pay no attention behind that curtain. So I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Hope everybody fondly remembered, got to gather with, talked of, and loved on their mama a little bit. Everybody likes that. It was a fine week, and I hope you had a great one, Jason.
It was good, man. Did a porterhouse yesterday and some Dungeness crab and added in some lobster mac and cheese. You know, the meal simple thing ready to go from HEB. It was fantastic lobster mac and cheese. Yeah, for $6. It was incredible.
I'm starting to find that mac and cheese, much like sandwiches, is better made by somebody else. If I make my own sandwich, it's never as good. I could follow exactly Matt Bonner's favorite sandwich recipe, and if I made it and he made it, and we set it down beside each other, I would know that his was better, the one that he made, by the way it tastes. I don't know why I can't make a sandwich that tastes as good as when somebody else makes it, and I think mac and cheese falls into that same category. If somebody else makes mac and cheese, especially with lobster in it, it'd be better than I could make. So I think
well,
HEB,
again,
of course, would do better.
But
than
if somebody else is making mac and cheese versus yours craft, I mean, obviously, I think
I'm talking. If we followed the same recipe, like for a sandwich, there's just something about if somebody else makes the sandwich for you, it's always better. I don't care if it's same recipe, maybe even not the same or different. It'll be better than the one you made for yourself. I don't know why that works out that way, but it does, at least in my life. And I think mac and cheese falls in there too. So I'm not surprised a bit that if HEB made mac and cheese, it would be spectacular.
It was good.
I hope you enjoyed and took pictures and posted. Everybody's feeds was so fun to watch over the weekend. Everybody gathering and remembering their mamas, and certainly our thoughts and love goes out to all, including Coyote's mom, who by the photo that the Spurs tweeted out, he's with his lovely mom. Is his mom like 90?
Well, yeah.
I don't. It's not. Oh, well, okay. Well, then how old is he? How old is if you're standing next to your mom and your mom has a gray bun and is with a walker and a shawl and that bifocal, that's, I'm 55. My parents are, up there in their 80s, and they don't look like that.
Well, I mean, now, first off, see, the coyote doesn't age,
but his mom does.
Well, see, but the coyote's mom, which also sometimes, you got to follow. They're cartoons; they're not real. So, when Mrs. Coyote shows up,
why would you portray his mom at 85 years old?
Oh, well, because if they put her in a blonde wig, it would look like he was saying Happy Mother's Day to his wife. So you give her a walker and a gray hair and some granny glasses, and all of a sudden she looks 90.
What do you mean? He's wishing Happy Mother's Day. I would not think he's standing next to his wife. I know that he's a confirmed bachelor.
Well,
this
but there's
is
a Mrs.
Mom.
Coyote.
You didn't have to dress her old.
He's a
that
bachelor?
tells me that.
Yeah,
I just
what about
assumed.
Mrs. Coyote? Well,
I've never
Mrs.
seen
Coyote.
her out.
Oh,
I've never seen her out and about when Coyote comes out.
She doesn't leave the house, but sometimes she chases him around that arena. Yes, sir. Mrs. Coyote is real.
So if the Coyote is 50 or better, do we need to be concerned about some of the stunts he's doing? Should we be concerned about him?
No.
Break a hip.
In fact, since the organization was founded in 1973, that makes it 48 years old. That Coyote, I believe, came around with the great Tim Dirk somewhere in the late 80s, right?
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I think some of the stunts at the Coyote's age that he's doing is inspiration for all of us that we could get out there and do stuff.
Until he breaks a hip, it's all fun and games. Until he's being rolled off and using the same walker his mom evidently has to use. It's all fun and games until he's out there breaking a hip, jumping around on a trampoline. I was just a little concerned for his age. I had no idea that he had gotten that.
You were the only one that saw that photo and questioned, well, how old is the Coyote?
I thought he was with his grandmother.
He might have been.
If you're 25 bouncing around like crazy, we don't see that age difference unless, of course, she was lovely and adopted him. But I didn't know that was part of his backstory. And I know I'm reading far too much into it. But when I saw it, I thought, that looks a little bit older than I thought he was.
I just thought you have way too much time on your hands on a Sunday. I mean, to put this much thought into it, to have it bother you for over a day.
Coyote's mom's with a walker. I felt old knowing that Tim was going into the Hall of Fame. I've never seen her with a walker.
I thought, speaking of telling about my Facebook memories today, 6 years ago, I was at a great concert in Vegas with Metallica in Lincoln Park. 5 years ago on this day, I posted on Facebook, I hope this isn't the last time I see Tim Duncan walk off the AT&T Center floor. And it was. This weekend, he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Into the Hall of Fame. And you, too. Have you downloaded the Spurs app?
Do you have the Spurs app downloaded? I'm sure I do.
Because they got all kinds of virtual stuff going on. You can take a virtual tour of Tim's trophy room, which I thought was going to be his trophy room, but it's not. But they're calling it his trophies. I thought we'd get a little like cribs tour of his trophy room.
Really thought that Tim Duncan was going to let cameras in his house and take pictures of what he has decided was important to him throughout his career?
All I do, Jason Minix, is read the press releases. That's all I do. I read. I don't make it up. And I saw Tim's trophy room virtual experience brought to you by HEB or something to that. Again, I could pull it up and actually read it. But then I thought, how cool is that? Get a little tour of Tim's trophy room. Get a little see of what he finds to be important, what he has put up on his walls to commemorate this GOAT career, as opposed to, we all have stuff that at some point or another somebody gave you as an award. You go, thanks, I appreciate you. That was great. But it's not something that's defining me in my life. I wanted to see what he put up there in his house to see. And unfortunately, he's got so much that they couldn't do that because it would have filled a whole wing. So they went virtual, and you can download the Spurs app. You can check it out. There's a lot of stuff. And when you go to games coming up, you can walk through the Hall of Memories or something like that. We'll watch all this Tim's stuff. I can't wait to do it. This is one of those.
I'm glad you read the press release.
I did. This is one of those things that's a signpost moment. Tim going in. I remember vividly David going in. I'll never forget Tim going in. It truly is one of those signpost moments of my Spurs fandom life. It's going on this week. Excited. Yeah, we got to get out and come back and pay for this. So in the 5 o'clock, Bob Baffert, the Kentucky Derby. Hang on, you want to hear an excuse? I've heard a lot in my life. You raise 2 sons, you get a couple of excuses come down your way where you go, well, that's a worthy effort. Bob Baffert. This is a worthy effort. If you haven't heard, his horse Medina Dirty, whatever it's called, evidently was all juiced up on some kind of I don't know, analgesic, and he's in trouble. He might actually lose the race. We're talking Kentucky Derby. We'll look around the NBA. Russell Westbrook about to pass one of those goats. Says, do we look at it the same way as the old record around the rest of the league and the best division of football? Yeah, 5 o'clock's going to be fun. Stay here. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. You feeling sore today? Do you have anything that's bothering you? If you are dealing with a lingering pain, a muscle pain, soft tissue injury, or a joint pain, you can get that fixed. You don't have to just sit around and wait for it to heal itself. Arasti providers all around San Antonio are passionate about getting you back in the game. They successfully resolve most of those chronic pain and soft tissue injuries in a remarkably short amount of time. I know Arasti is a funny name, but so can pain be. It's not funny when you're dealing with it, and Arasti can get you out of it. Though when you go in, you're going to go through an initial consultation. You're going to find out what the problem is. The reason why this is so important is if you fix whatever that problem is, the pain 99% of the time will go away, will follow, will leave. So if you fix the problem, the pain goes. That's remarkable. We're not talking about covering it up with any sort of painkiller, whether it be over the counter or prescribed. We're not talking about surgery. We're talking about your body being manipulated, the problem being fixed, and then the pain receding. It worked for me with lower back pain. If you got frozen shoulder or a bad hip, plantar fasciitis in your feet, all the way to tension headaches, Arasti can fix that in a remarkably short amount of time. And when you go in, they're going to accept most insurances. And when you make the call that I'm going to give you the number for, you're not going to need to worry about getting a referral. So write this number down. You don't need to go through your insurance company to find out who you can go to. Just call Arasti. Here's the number, 1-800-404-6050. Again, 1-800-404-6050. Their website is arasti.com, spelled AIRROSTI.com. Funny name, but not funny in helping you. They'll get you fixed fast. Call it Arasti provider today. They're all around San Antonio. They'll get you back in the game, and when they do, I'm sure you'll thank me later.
BC Powder knows life pushes us to the max. Work to the max. Family to the max. It can all mean pain to the max. So try new BC Max Strength. New BC Max relieves tough headaches and body pain at the speed of powder. Nothing stronger on pain without a prescription. Pain to the max? New BC Max. In a great tasting lemonade flavor. Available at Dollar General.
I'm with Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, if someone's in a serious collision, what should they do?
Call me as soon as possible after the collision. If a bad driver, a drunk driver, a driver of a commercial or company vehicle crashes into you or a family member, the most important decision you will make for yourself and your family is choosing the right lawyer. You should know that the insurance companies already have their own attorneys, and you should too. If you or a family member has been seriously injured in a traffic collision, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My phone number is 900-0400, or just remember my website, alawyerforus.com. I practice law right here in San Antonio for more than 20 years, helping people and families just like yours. I believe you and your family need an attorney who is honest, loyal, experienced, professional, someone you would be proud to call your lawyer.
Your lawyer, Jason Thompson, named one of San Antonio's best personal injury attorneys and a Texas super lawyer. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to alawyerforus.com.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it. And rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
I'm Dustin Tatro, organist of the Texas Rangers, and this is your home of Rangers baseball. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM KZDC San Antonio.
Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. If you're on the go to ESPNSA.com. You can watch us live. Thanks so much. Don't mind your brake lights. We'll get you home, keep you entertained. Going all the way till 7 o'clock tonight, though we do have Rangers. They're running 500, baby. Running 500. That's a pleasant thing in my sporting life. And tonight at 8:45 first pitch, they're going to be going off right here on ESPN San Antonio, brought to you by New Brakes of Texas. This hour, we're going to look around the NBA. We'll talk about the NFL, the best and worst division, and catch you up on all the NFL news of the weekend. But first, let's talk Kentucky Derby. The Preakness is coming up this week, and Bob Baffert, who set a record for most Kentucky Derby wins or tied the record. And, this guy, I only know one horse racing name. It's Bob Baffert. I also know that as I was going back and putting I update the website on a regular basis, and I had the story about Bob Baffert and the Kentucky Derby on the page yesterday. And when I went to put it in there, I Googled I typed in Bob Baffert under our website. I got 4 different things that I've put up over since 2016 about Bob Baffert cheating in a variety of ways. Seriously, it popped up that I've thrown up there, and it always comes around during the series. So it makes some sense, but this one is a new one. So he wins the Kentucky Derby, record and all this. It was a surprise. Medina, what's his name? Medina Spirit.
Yeah.
It was a horse that stuck in my brain because I grew up off of Medina Base Road down on the southwest side of town. So I thought if I'd have laid some money, which I didn't, it probably would have been there because I don't know horses. And I find out that he's tested positive. The horse is tested positive for, I don't know what it is. But it's Bob Baffert's response to this that, Jason, I find, slippery at best.
There's a couple of things. So we've all heard of great excuses. You try to get out of stuff. And to a certain degree, Bob Baffert is under more scrutiny than anybody else because he's the biggest, he's the best, he's the most famous, and he also seems to get caught cheating a lot. So the fact that he would even try is Belichickian, if you will. But the idea that over the weekend, it was announced that the Kentucky Derby winner tested positive. Now they're going to do some reviews and further investigation and all this kind of stuff. And normally you don't hear about it this soon. And that's what Bob Baffert's very upset about, that, now he's on this campaign where, he's going on, the Dan Patrick show. We'll play you some sound from him on Dan Patrick. He's going on ESPN. Hell, he's going on Fox News to talk about what has happened and the apparent cancel culture that the horse racing world is in right now.
Well, I haven't heard anything officially. They haven't told me anything. I know when Churchill Downs came out with that statement, that was pretty harsh. And I think they had to just, it's with all the noise going out, we live in a different world now. This America's different. And it was like a cancel culture kind of a thing. So they're reviewing it. I haven't been told anything. We're prepared to run.
So the horse is still going to run this weekend at the Preakness, although it's I've seen some stories where he says he's actually going to go to Baltimore, others that he will not actually be there in person. I don't know, but he is on this campaign to say, I did nothing wrong. I'm getting railroaded here. On the Dan Patrick show, Dan asked him this morning, is somebody out to try to get you?
I don't know if I was sabotaged indirectly. I think it could have been somebody handled this horse, touched it, because at those levels, it's very minute. It's at a level that it wouldn't affect the horse. And it's scary. They're scary levels because I've had this problem before.
When did you find out that this inquiry was going on?
I was on my way to California on, Saturday, I mean. And I got a call from my assistant trainer, Jimmy Barnes in Louisville. And he told me something horrible has just happened. And I thought one of the horses had gotten hurt. And he says, we've just been served with that. Our Derby horse tested positive for betamethasone. And I immediately, called the stewards there and want to know what's going on. Something's not right. It's got to be. And I told them they need to get hair samples immediately. Let's get some DNA. This has to be a mistake. And it still could be. I'm hoping it's a mistake. Maybe it was the wrong horse or whatever. But, it's something that I've got an investigation team working on it. But it's horrible, Dan. It's something that I would never risk my reputation. And I train for, these great horses and I train for great clients. And it doesn't make sense. But it's hard to, people in the horse industry, they understand, it's BS, but not the public.
Well, the public doesn't trust you and your reputation. While you're great at what you do, we also think you cheat. But so can you transfer something that would make a horse test positive by touching a horse? Because it kind of made it just sound like that was a possibility. I don't know who touched the horse. Was it inadvertently, indirectly? This minor amount of whatever that was twice the legal limit. Apparently, I don't understand really some of what they're talking about, except for it seems like he cheated. And does Churchill Downs really want to go after the biggest name in the sport after their crown jewel race and say this winner was cheating?
Yes. Obviously, failure to comply with the rules and medication protocols jeopardizes the safety of the horses and jockeys, the integrity of our sport, and the reputation of the Kentucky Derby and all who participate. Churchill Downs will not tolerate it. That was the statement from Churchill Downs. They continued, given the seriousness of the alleged offense, Churchill Downs will immediately suspend Bob Baffert, the trainer of Medina Spirit, from entering any horses at the Churchill Downs racetrack. He has been suspended from all operations. Now, he can say what he wants. But this allegation, he has been alleged to cheat forever. Now, many times, for decades, he's been alleged to have been a part of cheating scandals, paid some fines, served some suspension over the years. This is like baseball. It's going on. They are cheating. It's been going on for 1,000 years, and it's going to continue to go on. I'm not going to harbor some kind of false morality and go, oh, my God, the sanctity of horse racing has been questioned and thrown into doubt because of Bob Baffert and his training. Yes, it's horse racing. They're cheating. They always have been cheating, and they will continue to try to beat the system. Well, there's nothing new here. But the rules are the rules. So if we're going to stay inside the rules and be upset, dude, you got caught. You got caught.
And again,
don't go, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Rules in California.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Okay. See, that's the other part of this. If the testing isn't the same in every state, so apparently, and again, I'm going according to Bob, so it may or may not be true, but according to Bob Baffert, if the test levels were the same in California, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Did he think he was in California?
You know what state you're in, right? So
like you're in Kentucky, you know that, right?
There's a tweet going around that from a horse racing journalist that said Baffert said one test was created by a groom urinating in the stall after the groom had been taking cough medicine and the horse ate some of that hay. And that created a bunch of jokes because it sounds like a ridiculous excuse. He wasn't actually talking about Medina Spirit, and the reporter did clarify that, but the initial tweet goes viral pretty quick. But Bob Baffert does kind of go into all the examples of how many times he's gotten out of things before that he's been accused of.
Well, I think a lot of them were just mistakes. Like this is from 1971. Down the road, I used to be a little sloppy, and
really,
they were overages. They weren't.
It's got better.
Nothing really serious. And the last couple of years, I've had some like Justify was the big one. He ingested scopolamine, which it comes in the hay. I couldn't prevented that.
Everybody accidentally ingests a big old mouthful of scopolamine.
I had a groom that urinated. He had COVID, and after he's getting over, he urinated in the stall, and the horse ate it. It was a cough medicine. We resolved that. Things like that happen because they
don't happen.
Really extremely low levels. This would not have been positive in California. That's the thing with racing. It's not uniform, and they just changed these rules here in Kentucky because of that. Because of those levels, things can happen. Then in Arkansas, I had Lido came positive last year, and one of my from the Arkansas Derby and another horse, and then we found out that we just resolved that because there was other horses that tested positive.
They were cheating
in
too.
the Arkansas Derby.
So
they were below the threshold, so they got contaminated within 45 minutes of the race. So these things happen but when they're testing at this new level, they just started this because everybody's like, racing has been in this. We've got to clean up the sport, and they've got this new Horse Racing Integrity Act, and I was one of the guys, first trainers behind it. So I think it's good. We need somebody in there. I welcome like a Travis Tigert to come in.
I don't even know who Travis Tiger is.
Travis Tiger.
Yeah.
Come on, Travis.
Yeah. Quinn Hudson just posted on Facebook, Medina Spirit just released a statement in Rafael Palmeiro-esque fashion denying any wrongdoing. Maybe Medina Spirit, it was the wife's. It's not mine. What is that with Roger Clemens? Just all these ridiculous excuses, are certainly there, although he threw a groom. So you want me to believe Bob Baffert. Now, it wasn't Medina Spirit, but the idea that you had a groom, which is kind of the lowest rung in the horse racing business, from what I understand, peed on hay because he can't go to a restroom. He's just going to pee where these $1 million horses eat, and somehow cough medicine gets into that. Yeah.
An equine barn, you can pee wherever you want. That's just that's one of the great things about working with horses.
Of the job?
You pee everywhere. It's just one of those things. It's a perk.
All the food, all the medicine they get, supposed to be well documented, but you can just pee on their hay. And then I'm thinking,
COVID positive cough drop drinking, cough medicine drinking room, with your $500,000 horse. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why is this horse, got this much Dayquil in their system? And if you ever go out to Retama and see the horse barns, most of them don't eat off the ground. They got the hay bags, right? And so now you're telling me that this grooms guy is getting it to arc up into that little basket. It makes no sense to me.
So we started with, wasn't me. I'm shocked and appalled. 2, it was somebody else that might have touched or done something that got something in. 2, even if he did have it, it wasn't that important. It wouldn't have helped the race. 2, where are we now? And so in one afternoon, he's thrown out every possible excuse other than wasn't me, which is what he did yesterday. Bob Baffert's in trouble. I don't know if it's going to be an Astros kind of thing. I don't think that the Kentucky Derby, they have just DQ'd one horse in the past, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not unheralded, unprecedented. But certainly, let's just call it, this is horse racing. Just go Google Bob Baffert, and the first couple of things you go is Arkansas Derby last year. So but it wasn't him.
And again, I don't know enough that is 0.21 blah 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 of whatever blah blah that he was tested positive for.
It's beta-methazone, and he had 2 picograms instead of 1 picogram.
Well, isn't 2 better than 1?
Well, it's twice the allowable limit. But, even if he had 3 times as much, we're talking about the grain of salt, according to Bob Baffert. It wouldn't have helped the horse race at all. So even if he did have double the amount he's allowed to have, it really, I don't know what y'all are worried about. It doesn't help the horse run. I don't even know why we use it. Oh, we don't use it. I'm sorry.
But it's legal.
My groom does.
But it would have been legal in California, but not in Kentucky.
So my question isn't legitimately. We're going to talk Preakness this week. It is going to go on whether Medina is there or not. Is if you did have some kind of parlay or individual bet on the horse and he gets DQ'd and gets moved up, what if you had a losing ticket that would have been a winning ticket? I wonder what Vegas will do there if you still have the ticket, I guess.
Well, that's it. If you didn't rip it up in disgust when the race was over and throw it away. Certainly, if you cashed in a Medina ticket, you're going to be nowhere to be found. You're not giving money back to Vegas, but it is interesting. And how long do we have to wait? You got to hold on to your tickets for 6 months, 18 months until they finish the investigation and declare a new champion. And the new champion would never be able to run the Triple Crown because the horse is going to be too old by the time the investigation is over.
There is nothing wrong with horse racing that an extensive investigation cannot prolong. When we come back, the The Spurs take on the Bucks tonight. Let's look around the NBA. Russell Westbrook tied a record, about to break it. Is it that important now? Well, also J. Cole's headed to Africa. There's an African NBA, and J. Cole is in fact playing. We'll tell you where. We tell you, you might not want to be a losing team where you're going to be playing. They have a rough history. Luka Samanic gave a shot. Not Samanic, Luka.
The real one.
The real one, the good one.
The one in Dallas.
Took out a Cleveland Cavalier and still cried about it. We're going to look all around the NBA and see if Zion's getting beat up next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. You know, the security system in my house is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, the other features, fantastic and easy to use. You can get the BSG smart home security system, including a free video doorbell for as low as $39.95 a month. And the video doorbell BSG has is incredible. Comes with video analytics, which means you can control how you get notified from your doorbell. The technology is the most advanced video doorbell on the market, and it can tell the difference between a human, a vehicle, and an animal. BSG is San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety. They are the best in the industry. Call BSG at 210-877-1222, 877-1222, or learn more online. BSGTexas.com is the website, BSGTexas.com.
Hey, we're both working toward a common goal. Quitting time! This is San Antonio's sports leader, 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. All day, every day.
You're fed up with the pain, but want to avoid surgery. Well, you have a lot in common with Chad, a patient at QC Kinetics.
I actually had a good friend of mine who had a hip replacement, and I just saw him during his recovery, and I didn't want to endure that. You know, I wasn't wanting to take, 4 weeks away from everyday activity to do a hip replacement.
So Chad took a less evasive route to stop the pain. The amazing regenerative cell treatments at QC Kinetics, right in the office.
I'm seeing game-changing results. My range of movement has increased dramatically. I can sleep better. Now it's probably taking 10 to 12 ibuprofen a day.
That's because the regenerative cell treatments help restore Chad's damaged tissue without drugs or surgery. Call for your free consultation. QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. In San Antonio, Hollywood Park. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
So, how can I promote my new curbside pickup service?
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need custom floor decals that'll get noticed, not just walked on.
Also possible, Staples Connect can help your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. And now get 15% off signs, posters, and decals when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 5/29. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies and our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kielbasa Smoked Meats, slow-crafted in Texas since 1949.
If your definition of free time means arguing with your spouse, you might want to pick a new hobby. Call the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. The Divorce Dude will help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude will fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. Call George, the Divorce Dude, 210-201-0303. That's 210-201-0303 or DivorceDude.com.
We're all ready for spring. Now's the time to get ready for spring projects with help from the Home Depot. Install a brand new faucet, lay down fresh new flooring, roll on a bright new coat of paint. Need to figure square footage or paint coverage? Our project calculators will do the math. Do it all from our app and get delivery right to your door. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with innovative help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Ready for an oil change? Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts recommend all the best products to get the job done right. Like 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil on sale now just $28.95. And we'll make sure you have all the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pan, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It is the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. Thanks for dialing us in. You say some minutes. I'm Rob Thompson. Looking around the NBA. We just, Quinn Hudson popped on our Facebook feed. It's always a pleasure to hear, correspond like this with current hosts here on ESPN San Antonio. He does stand up. He's doing a show over on South Alamo Street called
The Jokesters.
Jokesters. Yeah, a shot at comedy. He's headlining this thing. I'm trying to find the date on this. Do we have that yet? I want to make sure everybody goes out and watch Quinn Hudson. He's a funny guy. Brave, too. Doing some stand-up. We'll get that date up. Make sure everybody knows to go check out Quinn Hudson. Looking around the NBA. Where do you want to start? How about J. Cole playing in Africa? J. Cole, the rapper, the producer, the superstar, who I didn't know this, was a pretty good ball player in high school. Grew up in North Carolina. Walked on at St. John's, up in New York. Baller for sure, but he's got a pretty good day job. He's going to sacrifice all that, and he's going to go play in the NBA Africa's inaugural season for the Rwandan Patriots.
When I saw that this morning, I was trying to figure out, was I watching some April Fool's Sports Center in which they were talking about Tim Tebow signing today with the Jacksonville Jaguars and J. Cole going to play in Rwanda. I mean, I didn't drink a lot last night, but I woke up this morning going, what the hell am I listening to? This just seems bizarre.
Let's be fair. The first thing you thought when you saw that headline is, who's J. Cole?
That's not true. I know who J. Cole is. I did know who. I do know the name. I did not know about the Rwandan whatever mascot they are or any of that. But literally, it was Tim Tebow and then J. Cole were back-to-back stories, and I'm thinking, I need to go back to sleep.
It's called the Basketball Africa League. Certainly the NBA is behind it. This is their first year. There are 12 teams, including Algeria's GSP, which, of course, we all know is Groupement Sportif des Pétroliers, Angola's Petro de Luanda, Club Atlético Petroles de Luanda. Cameroon has a good team. They're the FAP. Forces, Armies, Police Basketball. Egypt's Zamalek. Madagascar, they're a comer. Don't count out Madagascar because they put together a team. They're the Gendarmerie Nationale, which I believe is police, right, in French. Sure. Mali's got a team too. Mali, they're playing positionless basketball there in Mali, so they don't have a lot of posts, but they're quick. Mali is.
They have Malis in this league.
It's the Association Sportiva de Police Nationale.
Right.
So. It's actually police behind that Mali thing. Behind that name.
Why does it feel like you're just making this up as we go?
Morocco's got a team, AS Sali, otherwise known as the Association Sportiva de Sale. Mozambique, Mozambique. No one likes to spend a Tuesday night in the middle of July in Mozambique because that's when the doldrums hit in. Mozambique's Ferroviario de Maputo, and then Nigeria's River Hoopers. And in Rwanda's Patriots BC are the teams, along with Tunisia and their team is the U.S. Monastir, Union Sportiva Monastir.
Now, I have no idea how much J. Cole's getting paid to be a part of this, but we do have to credit the original news source. The News Times Rwanda originally broke the J. Cole story with actual video of him in Rwanda playing basketball.
The old axiom is every rapper wants to be a baller, right? And then every baller wants to be a rapper. Dame, probably the best crossover. If we could get the crossover to legit like Justin Timberlake can suddenly ball, would that be the biggest star the world has ever seen? If you could find someone who came up, a musician, and was well regarded, if not one of the best in whatever genre they were singing. And then the guy suddenly said, you know what, I'm going to go take my talents to Mozambique. or wherever it might be and become a superstar, would that be singularly the biggest star in the world? What if Lionel Messi could also sing? Just decide I'm releasing a record.
All of a sudden, he's doing classic opera. I mean, it's possible. See, again, you're 36. You want you want to live out
big dreams.
you want to live out this dream of yours and go play in Rwanda. Go for it, man. That's not going to make you a star. Be J. Cole and make an NBA team. I'm trying to think. Have I even seen J. Cole in like the celebrity basketball games during All-Star Weekend? J. Cole's done that. So is JT. And you realize that their basketball skills are fairly limited when it comes to that. I would say DK Metcalf, what he tried this weekend is as close as you're going to see to somebody trying to do a crossover deal.
Well, Dame's done it. I mean, from sport to sport, I don't know.
Sure.
It was proven that you can't if you think you're fast, go watch a real track meet. You think you're fast?
Football
go
fast
to those
and track speed are different.
Yeah, go find those that know they're fast and see how it works out. And you'll end up in last place with a personal best is what will basically happen to you, much like DK Metcalf did. Looking around the rest of the NBA, Russell Westbrook is Mr. Triple-Double. And I will say, growing up a basketball player, the most unattainable record in my mind. First of all, 100 points seems unattainable, but I watched a lot of guys get real close, and I firmly believe that record will be broken. But at a time, 100 points just seemed ridiculous. Averaging a triple-double for a season. What Oscar did, what he did just seemed like that was something that could only happen in the older leagues when there wasn't any talent, that you would never see a guy capable of averaging a triple-double for a season. Well, now what do we have? 181 triple-doubles from Russell. It is a ridiculous number that to me just doesn't carry the same weight. The record doesn't carry the same weight that it used to. And it's unfortunate because I always thought through the 80s, averaging a triple-double for the season, they don't even make basketball players that can do that.
Does it lose weight because it's Russ? Or because especially in Oklahoma City, where we know that they used to all box out so he could go get the rebounds, and he's been accused of being a stat padder, and his teammates are doing everything to pad those stats, that you don't feel they're as legitimate, or the fact that he's doing it in Washington and nobody's paying attention to the Wizards.
It's not him. It really isn't. He is the best I've ever seen at doing that. But I do think there's some about winning. I do think that would play into it, but I do think the game has just changed. You have access to do more things. When Oscar Robertson was playing, you were a point guard. That's what you were, and your job was to pass. And if you were a shooting guard, your job was to shoot and play. And you had defined, easy roles. And once you were in that role, to fill 3 stat categories with double digits was difficult because really you only had 2 jobs normally. And if you had double-double, that's pretty impressive, but that was your gig. Triple-doubles were only Magic Johnson's purview growing up. There wasn't anybody else that could do that. David Robinson, got a quad, and that, we stopped the clock and froze that moment in time. It's only happened, 3 times, and 2 of them were Spurs. That's a ridiculous thing. But a season or 181 games, it is a remarkable accomplishment that unfortunately just doesn't feel as special as I think it did.
Say when Steph, who scored 50 points in 3 quarters the other night, when he breaks 100, and when you look at like today's NBA, I could see Steph actually going out and doing that because they're all threes. Will that record be? Will some of the icing come off of that cake because he did it with 3s instead of 2s?
Because it'll be who did it.
The get off my lawn types will say that.
No, they might, but I mean, it was a lot easier to get 100 when you were Wilt playing against, the goon types, the less athletic time in basketball. It was just a whole lot easier to go get it because he was head and shoulders better than everybody we'd ever seen. If Steph or a guard goes and gets it, a guy that has to put the ball on the ground and take a shot from more than 2 feet away, I think it'll be equally as impressive, if not more so. But I think that record is more impressive now given the game and your opportunity to get it. Triple doubles seems like it's a little bit easier to do. I mean, Luka's a triple double machine. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are capable of getting real close to a triple double every night. It's not like it used to be where triple double happened, 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you think about the scoring is up.
All of that.
I mean, when the game was played in the 80s, now it's the 110s. I mean, so you're right. It seems like it happens all the more. But what Russ has done is incredible. I just look at Russ and go, he's been known to be a stat patter, and he's playing in Washington now, and nobody gives a damn.
Yeah, he's a stat patter, but so is Moses Malone. I mean, Malone, we always talk about the Malone triple-double or the Malone rebounding was throw it up off the glass a couple of times just to pad your stats and then lay it in because you could have scored at any one of those 3 shots. You'd rather have a lower shooting percentage and more rebounds. That's what you were down with. So we're accustomed to seeing that. And that's Russell. You're right. But we hold it against Russell. I don't think we held it against Moses.
No, but I think some of that's it's Russ. I think that's why.
And he owns it. For good or bad, he absolutely owns it. Coming back, the best division in football. Think about it. What is the best division in football? We're pretty comfortable saying the NFC East ain't. AFC South probably ain't. But every one of them has a pretty good argument. Which is the one you would least like to compete in because there's too many guys that can actually take it to the house? We'll talk about it next here on the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, somebody gets arrested, you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. The phone number is 210-225-2121 or go to the website mybestbailbonds.com. You can even start the bonding process there online. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Man, there's a lot of conditions there. Your best option is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. They have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds at 210-225-2121, 225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
I'm Dustin Tatro, official organist of the Texas Rangers, and this is your home for Rangers baseball. 1250 AM and 94.5 FM, ESPN San Antonio.
Injuries do happen. You hurt yourself on that organ, you twist, pull, or pop, snap something. You need to go see Dr. David Espinosa over there at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. David Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries, and he has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There's no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit Dr. Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more online, tsaog.com, tsaog.com, or you can schedule your appointment. Call 210-804-5490. That's 804-5490.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Have Alamo Water Softeners come to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's San Antonio area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. Huff, having a great Monday. I keep getting updates on my multiple weather apps. You might want to park your car in the garage this evening. There could be some hail headed our way. I think we're under severe thunderstorm watch till like 10 o'clock for some of us. So watch the sunlight. Might be what is it? What's it? Red at night. Sailor's Delight, red in the morning, sailor take warning, or something like that. I don't know. It's an old sea song, but look to the red at night or red in the morning, whatever it might be. It might
no
be bad
idea.
tonight.
Old wives' tale, you mean?
You didn't grow up singing sea shanties, Jason?
I can't say that I did. I have no idea. Although one of the
song, Red Skies at Night.
One of the funnier things was the made-up forecast on everybody's phone about your percentage of rains and then Chinese rocket stuff falling from the sky. I thought that was the where you were going to head with that one there for a moment.
Did your weather app tell you the possibility of Chinese rockets falling on you?
It was a joke. But
I need that one. I need that one.
I'll send it your way. It was a screenshot. Somebody made it up, but sent it around to all the friends. So it was funny though.
Speaking of space junk, did you see Elon Musk do Saturday Night Live?
Dude, I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in so long. I knew he was on, but no, I did not watch.
You should watch it. It's actually it had been relatively funny this Saturday.
Oh,
not so much, but he did announce that he had Asperger's, which I found surprising and really not surprising, but interesting that he brought that up. I thought that was a bold and a brave step for the richest man in the world who could do whatever he wants. You can go ahead and admit and tell the world you have Asperger's. People can survive and overcome. I thought that was the best part of his monologue, but it wasn't very funny. I don't know how we got there. What's the best division in football? What's the best division in the NFL? Off the top of your head, you go, best division in football. Why? That's quick. What is it?
NFC North. Well, again, is Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay?
No, I'm just saying right now he's a Green Bay Packer. So we have to go on where we are as we sit today. What is the best division in football?
NFC South.
NFC South. Is it because there is how many Super Bowl contenders would you say are in the NFC South?
Well, I mean, obviously you've got Tom Brady down there with the with Tampa Bay,
the one with the ring, yes,
the one with the ring. The Saints need to certainly figure out who is going to be their quarterback. I'm curious to see what Sam Darnold does with Carolina, but you still have Christian McCaffrey. And then the Falcons and Matt Ryan, I can make an argument for NFC South. I can make an argument for NFC West. The North, if Aaron Rodgers is playing,
Pick one.
It still has Detroit.
It's only got one good team.
I'm like, of all the ones you just picked, that's one of the ones I would have thought wouldn't have been on the top of the list. That's where we sit. Is this a good thing?
AFC North.
Are we excited about the NFL because there are so many possibilities, or is it the AFC West?
You can make some arguments with a lot of what ifs, with the exception of the NFC East and the AFC South. I mean, the AFC North. I think Baltimore and Cleveland are going to be really good. I'm curious to see what Joe Burrow can do in his second year, but there's still Cincinnati. I got a Pittsburgh Steelers team that started 10-0, 11-0, and then limped to the finish line. I'm not sure about Ben Roethlisberger, but I love their pick of Harris. As adding a running game, although they need some offensive line help. The AFC East, I expect New England to be good again. They had more opt-outs than anybody. Miami's going to be good. Buffalo's going to be good. Can the Jets? No. I mean, there's a whole bunch of teams that have 3 teams that could be good, 2 for sure. But there isn't a division that has all 4 teams where you go, holy crap.
If Cincinnati drafted appropriately, if they can keep Joe Burrow upright and throwing to that new wide receiver and all the talent they've gotten, and they can improve, on paper, you might say AFC North, though I think a lot of people are looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers wondering if they are truly that good. Is Tomlin capable of, stitching together a Steeler team again that has not a lot of passing game with it because of Roethlisberger? They drafted a running back, and maybe they can find a running game, but the offensive line didn't improve. But they were 12-4. The Ravens were due. Everybody's saying the Browns should be greatly improved, and the Bengals can improve with. I think there's an argument there, but at the end of the day, I'm going to land on the AFC West. I think if you're playing with the Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos, considering what they're all trying to do, I would put them right even with the NFC South.
I think the Chargers could be good this year. I'm not sold on the Raiders. I don't like what John Gruden has done or how he has drafted. And the Broncos don't have a quarterback. So I don't know that I don't know that
Bridgewater.
Like I said, they don't have a quarterback yet. So I look at the AFC West.
You don't think Teddy Bridgewater can take them to the playoffs?
No.
Really?
No. Oh,
you're not alone. I think you can.
I think if Aaron Rodgers ends up in Denver,
we can't do that.
If Deshaun Watson ends up in Denver, so based on that rule, I think Kansas City and the Chargers are good, but the Raiders, no, and the Broncos, no. So they got 2 teams.
I heard a stat this weekend about the Raiders. What's their motto? Is it
commitment to excellence?
Yeah. They've had one winning season in 20 years.
Yeah. I mean,
they're like the Cowboys. You forget how bad they've truly been.
And you forget how bad John Gruden has truly been. I mean, last year, them going 8-8, that was good. Now, granted, he's got a 10-year contract, so he's got a lot of time to figure it out, but I don't even like how they've drafted. So I don't put the AFC West in that conversation. You can't put the AFC South. So in the AFC, the East with question marks on 3 of their 4 teams. The North, 3 of their 4 teams I think are good. One with a question mark. On the NFC side, what about the NFC North? If Aaron Rodgers is there, obviously Green Bay is going to be there. Minnesota is always kind of, they got Kirk Cousins. Detroit are they're going to be biting kneecaps. They're in Chicago is always, clearly they're not going to go with Andy Dalton, but whatever they do, it's an upgrade over Mitch Trubisky, but they were 500 last year. So I think the North is out of that conversation. And then you go over to the NFC West, Seattle. They were the worst 12-4 team out there. And Russ is so unhappy there. They got offensive line issues. They got some defensive issues. They got a Russ and a Metcalf. Are the Rams going to be that much better with Stafford? How much better are the Cardinals going to be? And the 49ers healthy? Maybe it really is the NFC West. But the hard to pick the 49ers with anything because you feel like they're not even sold at their quarterback position, partly because Garoppolo has proven he can't stay healthy.
But they got the backup. They got the help. I think within a month, I think we're going to figure out that the NFC West is the best division in football. I think the 49ers are healthy. I think that the Cardinals have done a lot to improve themselves defensively, continue to do so. The Rams, change of scenery, get Stafford in there. I don't think they're any more talented than they were with Goff, but they got a more reliable, let's say, quarterback to kind of get them there. And then, like you said, the Seahawks. As we sit today, it might very well be the NFC West. It's certainly worth the argument.
Could it be? Let me make the argument here just for funsies. Could it actually end up being the NFC East after what was an awful season last year for everybody in the division? Because of that, their schedule this year, based on winning percentages, and when the schedule comes out Wednesday, is going to be a little easier. We expect the Cowboys with a healthy offensive line, a healthy Dak Prescott, new players on defense. Who the hell knows if they'll still be able to stop anybody? But if you look at this, do you go the Cowboys are going to be improved? Could football team be improved? The Giants with the healthy Saquon, are they going to be better? What is Philadelphia? Could it ultimately end up being the NFC East?
One of the awards everybody jokes is the one you don't want to get, but you're proud you got is most improved. You don't really want to get the comeback or the most improved player of the league. That shows years before have been pretty awful. We're going to throw the NFC East in for most improved. They've come the furthest over the last 6 months in improvement.
And it ultimately might end up going back to NFC Beast. I don't see that. I'm making the argument there because I do like the way everybody in the NFC East drafted. I think every NFC East team improved, which means they took a step up off the bottom of the floor. And Bill Harrison says he agrees with you. Go Niners.
I'm sure he does. Hey,
always that one in the room, isn't there?
DK Metcalf got on the track this week. He's still fast, but fast is a relative term. We'll talk about what happened as he raced for the Tokyo Olympics over the weekend next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. I want you to go grab your phone right now. Get your phone, and if you're in the car, don't get it right now. I want you to pull over because I want you to put a number in it. This is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money. I want you to put the number 210-521-1500 in your phone. That is for Service First AC and Plumbing. They do commercial, they do residential, but most importantly, they do the fastest service and same-day service calls in San Antonio. Fast and friendly techs that are there to take care of you in your great hour of need. It is getting hot. We're already into May. We're going to see 100 degrees before we know it, and eventually, at some point, your air conditioner is going to go down. And whether it's in your office or in your home, you need to get that fixed. Nobody can survive a couple of days in this kind of heat. That's why you call Service First AC and Plumbing with the number that's in your phone, 210-521-1500. Now, after they get to your place of business or your home in a remarkably short amount of time, who's showing up? Well, I'll tell you who's showing up. They're family owned and operated for 14 years. They're fast, reliable, proactive, and most importantly, trusted. They specialize in emergency AC and plumbing. We all want to have a guy in the business. We all need that guy that when the problems come, you call the guy and the problem is fixed. For you, that's Service First AC and Plumbing. That's your guy in the plumbing and AC business. Put it in your phone, 210-521-1500. Their website is ServiceFirstACTX.com. I'll say it again. ServiceFirstACTX.com is their website. Go check out all the 5-star reviews they've got. Fast, friendly, professional. They're there for you in emergency. That's ride or die, my friends. Put it in your phone, 210-521-1500. Service First AC and Plumbing. Put it in your phone and thank me later.
Sundays are for the grill. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 in the morning to 1. Chop it up and grill with former and current Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. The Sunday Sports Grill, 11 to 1 every Sunday.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. The security system in my home is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, and other features are fantastic. You can get the BSG smart home security system, including a free video doorbell for as low as $39.95. And their video doorbell is incredible. It comes with video analytics, which means you can control how you get notified from your doorbell. Unlike other video doorbells, BSG has the most advanced video doorbell on the market that can tell the difference between a human, vehicle, and an animal. Also, its touchless feature keeps everyone clean and safe. The picture quality and reliability of their smart video doorbell is absolutely amazing. BSG is San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety. They are the best in the industry. Call 210-877-1222 or online at bsgtexas.com.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm with my brother, Jason, my lawyer. He's with the Thompson Law Firm. Now, Jason, I got a question for you. I see lawyer advertisements, billboards, TV. How do I choose a lawyer?
I see the exact same advertisements, and it would be tough, I think, if you don't have a relationship with an attorney deciding who to pick. I think the things that you need to think about are whether or not the law firm and the lawyer I hire will be my lawyer. And what I mean by that is not a face on a billboard, but never actually seeing that lawyer. I'm talking about hiring the lawyer that I want to represent me. And so when you come in, I am the one that meets you, and I will take you through every step of the process. I will handle the insurance companies. I will help you with your recovery. I will take you through that entire process, and knowing full well that that is my client, not just for today, but for the rest of their life.
Be smart. Protect yourself and your family. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. The Blitz is brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm. Jason Thompson. If you've been injured in a car, truck, commercial vehicle, or motorcycle collision, don't wait. Call Jason Thompson now. His help is a phone call away, and discussing your case with him is always free of charge and without any obligation. He'll represent you as he has thousands of clients in San Antonio for nearly 20 years. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400, a lawyer for us.com. And the 6 o'clock, Canelo fought this weekend. When are we going to see him again? And how big a star can he be? We'll talk Spurs with Jeff Garcia of Spurs Zone, and look at Bob Baffert and the mess he finds himself in, though he's accustomed to it. He's been in this mud before. But before we go, DK Metcalf impressed most of us with his race. He's giant and he's very fast, although not fast in Olympic or real track nerves, but he did it. He went out and did it, and I have no problem with it. Though, Jason, after he did his one race and back to football, a lot of people are upset with him for stepping into that ring outside of his expertise.
You know, he finished dead last, and it's one thing to be football fast. I have no problem with him doing it, but I do understand some of those that took aim at him in a negative way because, dude, if you wanted to measure yourself against the best of the best, hold a charity event, do something, but the Olympic trials aren't the place to go do it when you finish dead last. Now, that said, this guy got more attention. They got more attention than they would have if he didn't participate, right? I think it was all good what DK did, and I think it really shows you just how good a professional track guy is. My goodness, that's fast. And he's such a huge dude. I mean, watching him run, it just didn't even seem right. What do you think?
He runs like a football player.
He's got 50 pounds on every one of those guys.
Well, he runs like a football player. He muscles through the race. He's looking to run over somebody. Like, boom, that's how he's taught to run. You can just see that, you know, a true track star gets real fluid and real loose. You can see the good ones that by the time they get to the race, only thing that's really moving is their hips and their knees, man. Everything else is still. You see DK, he is clawing at the earth and moving, and dirt's flying up behind him. He's moving fast, carrying 250 pounds. That's some torque. But, you know, man, you're stepping into the realm of the greats. You're not just running with fast guys on a football field. I'm impressed. But, you know, go back to what you do best.
Well, that's it. And again, by track standards, he got blown out. By every other standard, my God, he hung in there until the end. I mean, he was hanging with them for a while, but again, it was an incredible athletic accomplishment that who knows if we really needed to see it. Now, what would Tyreek Hill do?
Texas boy, a good one. He track star, right? He was more of a long jumper, but you could see when he was on the field, this guy is just faster than anybody around him. I'm going to date myself here. Ronaldo Skeets Nehemiah. He won a gold in the 110 meters back in Montreal. You know who else won a gold in that one? The current candidate for governor in California. He was dressing in a different bathroom then. But that's how long ago this was. She was. I should say that appropriately. I have to use the current pronoun. I didn't mean to disgrace there or disparage. She was wearing, I mean, that's how long ago this was. But I remember when Skeets played for the 49ers, he was the fastest dude on the field by miles. I mean, there wasn't, he was so fast. The quarterbacks that for 49ers, this was way back when, just getting them the ball. You couldn't get it downfield far enough. Yeah, track guys, that's different kind of speed. And when you see it next to football speed, you can obviously tell the difference. Coming back, 6 o'clock hour, chock full of goodness. We're talking Canelo. We'll look at Bob Baffert and get you ready for the Spurs with Jeff Garcia of Spurs Zone. Coming up here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Have Alamo Water Softeners come to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. Online at ESPNSA.com. All day, every day. KZDC San Antonio.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Score points with some of the boldest, keto-friendly, protein-packed, and low-carb snacks out there. And with their new Southern Recipe Small Batch 6-pack variety pack, you'll get to choose a different flavored pork rind every time. Find Southern Recipe Small Batch at your local H-E-B, and you'll always have pork rinds ready to go. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
O'Reilly. Don't miss out on Clean Car Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. If your car could use a spring cleaning, stop by for great deals on everything you need to keep your car looking new. Like Mother's California Gold Wash and Wax, just $4.99 for a 64-ounce bottle. That's a $6 savings. Visit the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts today or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny-come-lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service before and after installation. American Standard Air.
Thanks, Nolan. Go with the pros at Aramindia, the largest independent American Standard dealer in South Texas. Take it home, boys.
ARAMENDIA, Aramindia.
License number THCLA 447668.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Term supply. Capital One NA member FDIC.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. Thank you so much for dialing us in. Hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. Finally remembering or gathering with your mama, that's always worth your while, and I hope the food was good. I hope you grilled well, and if you did, hope you took some pictures of it. You could upload it to ESPNSA.com, and this Thursday, when we do Grilling with the Blitz at 6 o'clock, as we are apt to do, we give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, the finest meat purveyor in all of San Antonio. 2 great locations there. Lots of us grilled this weekend. Jason, I saw you put some steak and a lobster and a crab and I don't know, all kinds of stuff going on your grill yesterday. I actually smoked a turkey on Saturday. It's been a while since I smoked turkey.
Nice.
Smoked turkey. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, as good as smoked turkey can be.
Did you do it on the Traeger?
Yeah, I did it on the Traeger. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. Here's a little Traeger talk, and we'll probably get into this a little bit more on Thursday. It's the first time I smoked a turkey on the Traeger, and this was a turkey that came pre-brined and pre-rubbed.
Okay.
That had been frozen. So then I defrosted it, and then I brined it again, and then it was smoked. So it was twice brined, and sandwiched with a freeze in the middle. Interesting. The meat was about it. I've never had a juicier turkey. I mean, turkey is just basically cardboard box that tastes of what flavor you put on it. But that's really turkey. So it was as good a turkey as I've had. But I mean, even the best smoked turkey, for the same amount of time and just about the same amount of effort, I could have smoked a brisket or a picanha or something like that and probably, enjoyed it a little bit more. But as far as it can be done,
a brisket and a picanha is about a 12-hour difference. But I mean, what did it take you about 3 hours for the turkey?
No, dude, it was 7.5 hours. It was a 16-pound turkey. What are you talking about? No, the effort, the time was not that much different. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
this was a 32 people.
Yeah, dude, we had a family there, but we also did a bunch of great sausage that we picked up over at Tri-County and a bunch of other stuff. But the Traeger smoked turkey was good. It was.
I'm curious. Were you able to get the skin crispy enough for your liking?
No, not quite. But I'll tell you, it was crispy enough. After that length of time, it was crispy enough, and it was actually done a little bit quicker than it. I say 7. It was actually done in about 6.5. I think I don't know. Maybe that twice brining affected the way.
Would you do it like at 225?
It started out. We did it at 180 for about 3 hours, and then you put it up. I had nothing to do with the recipe, Jason. I opened the app and pressed the thing, and ding, let's do that.
Make now. And gotta love the Traeger.
And then put it in there and stabbed it and came back when it was done. Basically, I mean, everything else happened. Really, that's the amazing thing. And I'm not a paid endorser at all. I'm not. But you can be out and about, man, and. Time to raise the temp. Let's do a little bit more super smoke and all that. There are some great advantages to that thing, man, because it turns out so good. And you didn't do anything. Yeah, smoking is its highest best calling. It really did.
I tell you, I did a porterhouse.
That was a whopper of a steak.
Yeah, it's one of those Creekside porterhouses that Tri-County had on special. Then the Dungeness crab, and then at HEB they had their pre-made lobster mac and cheese. Which was fantastic. But I tell you, man, smoking crab, because again, you got that super smoke feature, and then I get that garlic butter and melt it in there while it's smoking. So different than dropping it in boiling water. It's a very upgraded, elevated taste on the crab.
And it does look a little intimidating to do that, but it's not that hard. It does. But it looks like you see somebody who's got a full. I mean, you had a full. It was just a crab, full on crab,
just full crab. Yep.
And people who have never done that go, "Oh man, that you screw up a crab, it turns into chewing gum." I mean, if you're, it really does. It turns into rubber.
Yeah,
I've done it. I know.
It's easy.
And doing it the right way on the right grill, it's hard. It's hard to beat.
I just still have a problem with any kind of seafood with it looking at me. There's just something about when you're doing, whether it's a fish or a crab, and the damn thing's looking at you while
you're turn it around.
Jason, you weren't on, but James will remember this. when you were out in Vegas celebrating your wife's birthday and seeing your daughter, RJ Ochoa was on, and we were getting ready for the Oscars, and he said that he had watched My Octopus Teacher. It won the Oscar or the Academy Award for the best documentary, I believe.
All right.
And I watched it. It's a Netflix thing.
Uh-huh.
There is a point in the show. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about an octopus.
Uh-huh.
Where the dude's talking about how he's been watching this octopus over a period of a year. They only live a year, by the way. This isn't a long-term relationship. No,
right.
Octopuses, at least this octopus, this species, if they make it a year, and it ain't easy to make it a year, that's a good, well-lived life. They don't live nearly as long as the coyote's mom. So when there was a point during this thing where this guy who had been watching this octopus, which by the best description is a snail that lost his shell, he starts to cry. He kind of breaks down about watching his octopus go on to
calamari,
octopus heaven. Yeah, it went on to calamari. It went on to become shark food at the very end, but it was after a hard-fought life. I didn't learn any lessons from the octopus. It was a fine story.
Was it good?
I will stand by my theory that when you're dealing with a wild animal, don't project your feelings and emotions onto this wild animal. He's talking about this octopus, and then it came out of its crevice, and
how long was this Netflix show?
About an hour and 15 minutes. It was only a year. I mean,
I'm just saying. I mean, was it one of those where it was over and you went, "Well, there's 2 hours. I can't get back."
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like it was a terrible show.
Look, and again, he's not here to defend himself, but a lot of times when I've gone with RJ Ochoa recommended viewing, it's 2 hours. I can't get back.
Well, I mean, this one was not awful, but to take away, and you're going to try to tell me that this octopus had fallen in love and trusted this human being with a snorkel that came down every couple of days to look at you. And you suddenly decided this octopus, octopus wanted to reach out and hug him. I mean, I'm just not going to buy it. He touched you because he was trying to figure out, can I eat this? Is there any way that I can ingest this?
I mean, there could be
large
some
white
real affection there. There could be some truth there.
Octopus.
Hell, in Houston right now, there's a tiger on the loose, although I think they finally caught the thing. And it turns out that some guy on a murder charge who's out, it's his tiger.
Yeah, he's going to get caught because his tiger escaped.
I hope
that's the most Houston thing I've ever heard. That is the Houston thing I've ever heard.
There are cameras following all of this because that would be a great Netflix documentary.
Tiger King 0.20.
But you see, they just called him in. The guy came out and was like, "Here, kitty." Here,
murder
kitty,
charges,
kitty.
tigers, Houston neighborhoods. You know, I mean, literally the title, "Cat Out of the Bag." Here's how the guy got caught.
Guy's on the lam for the murder. With a murder, guy's on the lam for a murder charge is going to get popped because his tiger escaped. Yeah, that's.
You can't make that up. You can't make that up.
Houston. That's either Houston or somewhere in North Orlando.
Florida.
Yeah, somewhere in that northern region of Orlando, headed toward the Panhandle, which is basically the Wild West. That's where that actually happened. Did we have a topic we were going to talk about this?
It must have been Texans. Oh,
was it the Texans? Was it Deshaun
that was our
Watson?
Texan segment of the day.
We'd like to thank Deshaun Watson for stopping by.
Though we're to land them, according to
we're stacked. It does appear that, in all seriousness, though this was not going to be the topic, that the market is kind of warming up for Deshaun. You can kind of sense it in the news coverage. You hear Peter King talking. I saw something floating around with the Chronicle. I think even McClain is starting. I think it's not going to be a year from now. I think he will be on another team after June 1st.
Well, that's it. It's May 10th. The draft is behind us. June 1st is coming up. And that's when you're going to be able to make that move. So it does make sense that it's heating up now, where prior to the trade or prior to the draft, it didn't make a lot of sense. You could do it post June 1 based on the NFL financial calendar, and it certainly does make a lot of sense.
Canelo fought this weekend. It was a big fight. I mean, he unified 3 of the 4 belts. He's chasing that 4th. Can he fight a guy named Plant to unify that thing? And if he spoke English, how big a star would Canelo be in the United States? Because he pulled 72,000 people. It was the largest indoor fight of all time in attendance. Right in the middle or the very end, let's hope, of this COVID outbreak. Canelo, boxing's future? We'll see. We'll talk about it next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, there's no better place to go than Ancira. I can tell you firsthand, I've bought many vehicles from Ancira over the years, including one that I have now. My daughter's car and my niece's car are from Ancira. Half the people at the radio station drive Ancira vehicles, and it's because of how well Ancira takes care of you before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with all the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available. And you know price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Game nights, the Blitz focuses on your silver and black in depth for 30 minutes. Game night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
Spend your game nights with us. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kilbasa with Kilbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies in our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kilbasa Smoked Meats, slow crafted in Texas since 1949.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery here. If you enjoy alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goodies hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goodies hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goodies hangover, aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangover responsibly. Find it at Walmart.
Injuries happen. If you twist, pull, pump, or snap something, you need to know about the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. From a minor sprain to a compound fracture, TSAOG has got you covered. Not all injuries require surgery. Dr. David Espinosa treats all non-operative orthopedic injuries and concussion baseline testing. Telemedicine services are available through Ortho Connect. If you're hurting, go to the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics. Online, TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free. 4hims.com/radio. That's right. Free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Don't wait until you think you have a problem with your water before calling Alamo Water Softeners. Have Alamo Water Softeners come to your house and give you a free water analysis and free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
You like a company that really stands behind its product? Well, listen to what Diamonds Direct does.
Let's say you buy a diamond today for $6,000, but later on you want to trade up to a larger diamond or maybe a different shape. Diamonds Direct will give you $6,600 towards the new diamond. That's a guaranteed 10% appreciation. Let me say it again. You paid $6,000 originally, but Diamonds Direct pays you $6,600 for that same diamond when you upgrade. 10% more for the same diamond. It's Diamonds Direct's 110% upgrade guarantee, and it applies to diamond pendants and diamond stud earrings as well. You get the extra 10% on a $3,000 diamond or a $30,000 diamond. Doesn't matter. No strings attached either. You can get the 110% trade-up value regardless of the cost of the new diamond. And you can upgrade as many times as you like. Now that's peace of mind. And that's a company that believes in its product. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
This has been horrible for the horse. He ran his heart out, and I just hate seeing this, for him to go through this, and it's just tough.
Betting on the horses, you can't possibly win. I don't even understand what we're betting on. I mean, do the horses know that it's a race? Are they aware? Well, what is going on here? After the race, with the horses walking back to the stable, I was third, I was first, I was ninth. I think they're thinking, oat bag, I get my oat bag now, oat bag time.
That hopefully hasn't been soiled with COVID positive urine. Yeah, that's true. Bob Baffert, the trainer for Medina Spirit, your Kentucky Derby winner, has been accused of doping. The medication that was involved was called betamethasone. Medina Spirit had twice the allowable limits, at least the Kentucky allowable limits. Now, Bob Baffert, since the accusation, which is pretty significant. And now, as we talk about Baffert, I understand. Every time we talk racing, I only talk Bob Baffert. That's the only trainer I know, and it has been for 25 years, it feels like. He's always winning. So there probably is a fair amount of jealousy out there amongst other trainers. It seems like he's always got at least one, normally 2 and 3 horses in the biggest events. So certainly he's the guy on top. So yeah, there's probably going to be some jealousy, some rumors and innuendos thrown out just to kind of soil his image. But on the other side of that, he has an ongoing history of doping his horses in a variety of ways. And he's gotten off of it really with some miraculous, strange occurrences that only happen to him.
Well, and again, when you think about Bob Baffert, there is jealousy. Sure, there's the idea of, you heard the soundbite coming in. He said, feel so bad for this horse. Doesn't know, first off, and it's not the horse's fault. It's the trainer or somebody around him that apparently gave him what was it at 21 blah 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 blah, blah whatever illegal substance, right?
He had 2 picograms and only 1 picogram of betamethasone, which is an analgesic, I believe, that is allowable in a horse's blood system after.
So he's got double the amount of something that Bob Baffert and he's on a It Wasn't Me tour. He was on Fox News, he was on Dan Patrick today, he's been all over ESPN. Wasn't me. And I look at this and I think the Kentucky Derby and Churchill Downs, they really don't want to strip a winner. They really don't want to suspend Bob Baffert as quickly as they did, because it's a black eye for the sport. We look at boxing and you wonder about the shadiness in boxing. And, I think horse racing falls under the same. I think most of us assume, the horses are taking something, because it happens way too often. Bob Baffert on the Dan Patrick show today went through a laundry list of things that he's had to overcome throughout his career when he's been accused of cheating.
Well, I think a lot of them were just, mistakes. Like, this is from 1971. Down the road, I used to be a little sloppy, and there were overages. They weren't nothing really serious.
He loves overages.
1 pico, 2
years,
pico.
I've had some, like Justify was the big one. He ingested scopolamine, which it comes in the hay. I couldn't prevented that, and we resolved that. It was a bad headline.
It resolved that. It said it came in the hay. You had no idea. Kind of reminds me of when Dwayne Brown was down in Mexico and got some tainted steaks and tested positive. Well, it's not my fault. It was something in the meat. The next story, though, listen carefully to this story as he talks about what happened with a groomsman.
Headline. I had a groom that urinated. He had COVID, and after he's getting over, he urinated in the stall, and the horse ate it. It was a cough medicine. We resolved that.
So they resolved that. So think about that. The groom taking cough medicine after he had COVID, peed on the hay, and the horse ate the peed on hay. And we're supposed to believe this.
It worked. Somebody believed it. It's already worked once. Do you get the feeling that this is just part of racing? That not everybody, but enough are out there, or at least the concern is that everybody else is doing it. I better do it too. That, this guy, he's just the most recent, and we should just accept the fact that the testing is involved because people are cheating. And every now and then this is just going to happen, but it makes for better races.
Well, I think about like Lance Armstrong in cycling. I think everybody in the cycling world is doping. Who is doing it better? I think, and part of me has a who cares attitude because I don't know what he's taking. I don't know how much it really helps. I don't know who to believe. I'm not a doctor. And the fact that, according to Bob Baffert, take it for what it's worth, the amount that was in Medina Spirit, and they don't know how it got there, would have been legal in California, but it's illegal in Kentucky. If you buy that.
Well, I think that in the myriad of excuses, that's probably the best one. And that's terrible. I dare you to get pulled over with a controlled substance like marijuana and tell the cop, it's legal in Colorado. I don't know why you're pulling me over in Texas. If I was in Colorado, they'd just smile and tell me to be on my way.
So if you were in Colorado and bought something legally and then got pulled over in Texas and that happened to be in your glove box, you're telling me that, well, I got it legally in Colorado, that wouldn't fly? Is that how I'm supposed to interpret the law?
Yes, that's how you should interpret the law, so that you aren't destined to repeat anybody else's previous issues. Yes. When you cross that Texas border coming from Colorado, there's a reason why there's a line of cops just waiting on you, because they know it's not legal.
So Bob Baffert should know the rules of the state that he's racing.
He got popped, man.
But
go Astros on this. Admit it, move on.
But he's claiming no. He's claiming that the horse didn't have him in there. And now you wonder, was it sabotage? Did somebody touch him? That could. But what about the Preakness? Now we got to think about us. Do we got a chance at a Triple Crown this year? And if we do, what happens if they come back and they pull the Derby win? 6-8 months from now, because
seems like
it won't be there. What if I had a ticket? Whoever was second, if I had that ticket to win, and I still had that ticket, would I be able to go cash that?
Now, that's an interesting question, because if I was a legit book, and you had bet Medina Spirit to win, and it didn't, and you still had the ticket, which is the next part of this, because I know nobody still got their tickets. If I was any legit book, I'd say if you've got a ticket that you lost on, and it turns out in 6 months when this is finally completely adjudicated that you did win, bring your ticket in, we'll pay you. And if we paid you, it's Vegas. We've already made up that money somewhere else. So, that would be the smartest move, right? If you were, a client or a customer of one of these larger betting places, either online or in person, you'd think that they would be amenable to.
Can we go back? Does anybody pledge? If you can Google this real quick. Remember, Mattress Mac was on TV the day of the Derby, placing over $1 million bet on a horse that didn't win. And I don't know what horse he bet on. But was it the horse? If it was the horse that came in second, that ultimately gets declared a champ. So does Mattress Mac get to go collect all that money?
It's never happened before. But who's to say that it couldn't happen now? I doubt it, but maybe it's entirely possible. Let's see, who did Mattress Mac bet on? Do we know? I'm looking up as we speak. We're running real late. We'll find. Oh, see, there he goes. He essentially wouldn't have won either.
And that horse wouldn't be the winner either. So, whatever. But, you think about it. If you were a big-time gambler, like where you get a tax form at the end and you bet on Medina Spirit, can they come take that money back from you if he's declared a loser?
I don't think so. And I wouldn't even try if I was the house. You know, you got one on this one. Just pull it off. If I paid you, yeah, we'll call it a draw. But if I owe you, I'll give you your bet back. That would be the smart, the prudent thing to do if I was one of the betting houses. We're up against it. Let's talk some Spurs. Jeff Garcia's Spurs Zone will join us next. Spurs Bucks tonight gets going about 7 o'clock on Ken's. We had Joe Reinagel and Ken's 5 on a bit ago. If you missed that interview, I want you to go to ESPNSA.com. Our audio vault brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can check up with Joe Reinagel as he preps for the game tonight. Let's talk some Spurs next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
You know, in San Antonio, we have some of the hardest water in the country. Jason Minnick's here for Alamo Water Softeners. You know, while we can't control the quality of the water supply that comes to your house, you can control the quality that goes through it. Don't wait until you think something's wrong with your water to call Alamo Water Softener. Some chemicals or contaminants are undetectable. Sometimes you just got a bad taste or a bad smell. Let Alamo Water Softeners come out to your house and give you a free water analysis and a free estimate. In the month of May, you can get a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of select new water softeners while supplies last. Now, I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. They're a great locally owned, family-run business by the Townsends who are great to work with. Alamo Water Softeners provides the best value for the highest quality water treatment. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com.
Hoops and Hype. The Post-Up with Brendan Medina and Jack Thompson. A basketball anthology. The culture from the court to kicks for the discerning fan. The Post-Up. Fridays at 7 after the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Pain creeps up on you. It starts with slight discomfort and inflammation. You wait for it to go away, but it gets worse. It never stops, and the pain zaps your mobility. You're out of options except for surgery. Stop right there. You have another choice for relief. That's QC Kinetics. Hey, it's James Pledger. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics help jumpstart the healing process without surgery or drugs. They use powerful, non-invasive, regenerative cell treatments so the body heals itself. Patients who never thought they'd see an end to the pain are telling everyone they know about their astonishing recoveries. Maybe you strained a muscle lifting something, twisted a knee or an ankle exercising, or you noticed joint aches and pains. You need to check out QC Kinetics regenerative cell solutions that go to work relieving the pain with treatments right in the office. Call today for your free consultation at QC Kinetics in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Don't wait. Call 210-571-0318.
Nigel, why did you bring me to this bridge?
I decided to make a change. I'm going to be more adventurous, take more risks, do something extreme. I'm fixing to bungee jump off this bridge.
Nigel, if you want to do something extreme, you could actually try working for once.
You can't change my mind. I'm committed, locked in, ready to take the plunge.
Do me a favor. Look down.
Oh dear.
Folks, no one wants to call a plumbing or AC company, but when you do, it shouldn't feel like you're taking a risk on choosing the right one. At Quarter Moon, we make sure your call is answered quickly, and a trained Quarter Moon technician is at your home or office fast. Your plumbing or AC issue will not only be fixed, measures will be taken to prevent problems from happening again.
Joel, it's a long way down. I don't think bungee jumping was a good idea after all. I'm getting off this bridge.
I think that's best, little buddy. I'm proud of you. Here's a pat on the back.
Wait, no, Joe!
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899. License number M13229, TACLA, 000743458.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery here. If you enjoy alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goody's hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goody's hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goody's Hangover aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangover responsibly. Find it at Walmart.
Hey renters, it's Ty Pennington for Guaranteed Rate. Stop paying your landlord's mortgage every month. Look, mortgage rates are still historically low, so go to rate.com now to get a mortgage on your first home and upgrade your life. Like a legit home office, a new deck for summer, maybe a pool, you name it. Guaranteed Rate can help you go from renting to buying like crazy fast. Start at rate.com today. That's rate.com.
Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Company NMLS ID 2611, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Manu Ginobili.
This is Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, a.k.a. the Red Mamba, a.k.a. the Sandwich Hunter.
Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It's Game Night San Antonio. It's brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We're looking forward to Spurs, and well, I don't know about looking forward, but that's next. Spurs Bucks tonight, a little after 7 o'clock. Let's get you ready with Jeff Garcia's Spurs Zone. He's joining Jason tonight. Jeff, welcome aboard, man. How's life in New York?
It's going good. I had to get another COVID test today. I'm only one shot in, but I'm going to the Nets-Knicks Spurs game, so they require that 72-hour thing. So. Pardon me if I sound a little nasally right now. That thing shoved way up in my nose. It was not fun.
Get that second shot, and hopefully that kind of stuff will go away. Now, as we get ready for the Bucks game tonight, the final five games, 7 days, all against tough opponents that have something to play for. And Greg Popovich today, with 5 games to go, said that they're going to talk with trainers about resting guys over this final week. And use the play-in tourney thing for the young guys to learn. Now, part of me says this should have been the philosophy, I don't know, in February. Why 5 games to go? I mean, what was the change of attitude during his media availability about 20 minutes ago?
You got me here. I mean, now you want to do this. Now you want to do what you should have done, as you mentioned a few months ago. And basically he pretty much did what he said last year with ahead of the bubble. I'm going to rest the old guys, play the young guys. He's doing the exact same thing. And as a matter of fact, we talked about it plenty of times, myself and Pledger on Locked On Spurs, about exactly that. Would Pop pull the bubble? And he did today. So here we are. Looks like they're going to shoot for that play-in tournament, and it's all resting on the young guys. And, man, these young guys are going to have a tall task ahead of them starting tonight against Milwaukee.
So are we legitimately facing the possibility of what would be the streak if we lost for the rest? It would be 6 in a row, but it would have been 1-11 to close the season out. Would that be the number, or 1?
Roughly. Yeah, that's about it. And, what a time to be a Spurs fan. You're seeing this change. You're seeing this new transition to the young guys. And dare I say, could we possibly see this happen again next season? If the veterans don't come back, and we're going to get younger with that draft pick, and perhaps another rebuilding, retooling year ahead of us.
Which wouldn't be outrageous to be out. I mean, if they lose DeMar and they lose Rudy, and if Patty leaves or they don't offer him whatever, I fully expect to have another season like that. But I will say this: over the weekend, playing Sacramento. You could see what a bad team looks like. And certainly they're banged up. But as bad as things are in San Antonio, at least you feel like they're headed in the right direction, or at least there's something bright on the horizon. Sacramento should be so much better. And I know they're dealing with injuries and the like, but this is a team that shouldn't be fighting to get in the playoffs. They should legitimately have been probably a 7 or 8 seed when the season began. They've done their rebuild, and it just hasn't worked. At least the Spurs are in the midst of it as they went through that. And at the same time, watching the Pelicans valiantly effort, that's a team that should be there. And while the Spurs probably were hoping to be there, hoping to be in the playoff scenario, they probably, in their heart of hearts, in the middle of February, they thought this is going to be tough. But the moment Derek White was lost, I would like to think they all sat in the meeting and go, well, it's over. I mean, we've done what we can, and it's over. So now we have 5 days to go. What's your expectation of playing time for DeMar? I know that when he's playing, he'll play a lot of minutes or a fair amount. But how many games do you expect to see him in?
I see him playing pretty much all the games, but maybe not getting a bulk of minutes. He's going to get out there. He's going to play with these young guys. Look, technically he's in a contract year. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to want to show other teams, if he does decide to leave San Antonio, that he still has what it takes. And I think so far he has done that this season. But all in all, if once again the reins are going to be turned over to the young guys at these final games and possibly the play-in tournament, I just really see a mirror image of the bubble. Basically, what we saw in those games in Orlando, we'll probably see these in the next 5 games. And I just hope that the young guys have it. But here you go. I mean, are they really young guys? I mean, DeJounte's been here for how many years already? 4?
True.
-1. Keldon has his experience with the Austin Spurs and playing the bubble, and this year, I'm sorry, Keldon, excuse me. All in all, I think they should be able to do it.
Well, I think with the young guys, and I do put DeJounte in that group as the leader of the young dudes, as he likes to call it. If they go full bubble, that means Patty Mills' shooting percentage over the next 5 games will be the same as the last 5 games, with 0 minutes if he doesn't play, because he's been that bad. But will we see more Vassell, who's looked good, more Luka? I'm trying to think who else. I mean, at this point, what are we hoping for? I mean, they rested a bunch of stars against Phoenix, and they blew them out of the gym. So, maybe that's how you get the one, is bench the guys and, go in there and hope the other team goes, well, they've given up. So they take us lightly, because I think every team the Spurs play have something to play for down the stretch. So I don't see one of those good teams giving the Spurs the cupcake.
And then you mentioned the reigning games. You got Brooklyn up ahead of the schedule this weekend. Look, they got something to play for. James Harden might be back against San Antonio. Get him going. Get him in the rhythm right before they play. Oh, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, every team is going to have something to play for in the remaining games they have on their slate. Trey Jones is another guy you might see a spike in minutes. Devin Vassell, obviously, Luka Samanic. So, yeah, it's just bubble 2.0, basically, we're about to see. And it's funny you mentioned Patty Mills. Because ahead of the season, he did an interview with GQ Australia, and he was talking the talk, saying how he is back, that FIBA Patty is coming back this year. I am in my prime. Check me out this year. And, looks like that schedule may have caught up to him at this moment in time.
That's what it feels like, that long summer. While he was spectacular, and he's right, the expectations were Patty was going to come in, and for a month or two there, he did offer everything that we wanted him to offer, but it just certainly has fallen apart. Jeff Garcia of Spurs Zone joining us here on Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We talk about bubble Spurs and bubble pop. Of those youngsters, and we'll throw, like we said, DeJounte in. DeJounte, Keldon, Derek, and Lonnie. Derek obviously not going to play. Of the 3 that are going to be available, I'm not going to include Devin Vassell in, because this really is his rookie year. Of DeJounte, Keldon, and Lonnie, which of those 3 needs to have a good closeout to the season? And really, if we're thinking long term, especially with DeMar's exit, does one of these guys like Lonnie need to step up and show something over the next 5 games to make the Spurs feel a little bit more comfortable if they don't cash in on DeMar and you get to see him up in New York next year?
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. It's Lonnie. He's going to have to show that he has the goods to help this team push into that play-in tournament. And we've seen him do it this year. Whenever DeMar is out, recall when DeMar had his personal issues, he had that back-to-back 20-plus point outing. We see him towards the trail end of this season already, stepping up his game. And what you'd like to hear from him is that he says, at least in the last media session, that he doesn't mind coming off the bench or starting. He just wants to be there when it's showtime, those closing moments. Well, okay, Lonnie, if that's what you want, well, you're about to get that, because these games have been close. You're going to have to go out there and step up and provide that punch on both ends of the court. So, I'm expecting Lonnie to do some good things in the next few games.
Lonnie's got to get it done. You think about the $70 million or so that the Spurs are going to have to spend this offseason, and I guess with 5 games to go and Pop officially saying that we're going to go in bubble mode, if you will. Who are some, because I get asked this a lot too, who are some of the free agents that the Spurs realistically should be targeting? Not who you want, who the Spurs realistically should be targeting.
Yeah. Maybe in their own backyard, DeMar. I mean, he's one that they should be targeting. Get him re-signed. If scoring's a premium in today's NBA, and he brings that, so he's the guy that maybe they should be talking to. Hey, DeMar, where are you standing? You want to come back with us or not? And if you are, what number are we talking about? So I think that's a guy they should be looking at. A big, I think Pledger's about to have a heart attack right now, but Lauri Markkanen, he's a guy that you can chase from Chicago. Try to throw some money at him. Poison pill, Chicago, so they don't match. We'll see what they do. But yeah, it's got to be a wing, and it's got to be a mobile big, a la Lauri Markkanen.
Do you see the Spurs ever adjusting to adding some shooting? I mean, at some point, we have to acknowledge the fact that we don't shoot threes.
Yeah.
Not very well. We just don't shoot them.
Yeah, and there's a guy that's coming into San Antonio tonight named Bryn Forbes who did that, and then he's no longer in the Spurs uniform. And maybe he, obviously defensively he was a liability, but hey, he's got some 3-point shots now for San Antonio. The Spurs could have used that this year. But yeah, they're going to have to adjust to that. They're going to have to target guys that can knock down those 3 shots consistently. It's a 50-50 shot where the Patty Mills comes back. So if he doesn't come back, then you're losing that. Derek White, arguably their second best 3-point shooter, gone, for the season. Devin Vassell has been looked at now as a game. Maybe Devin can hit some threes. I mean, it's such a liability that the Spurs have to address that, whether it be in the draft or whether it be in free agency or trades.
We're going to look at Milwaukee. Their starting lineup with the Spurs coming up next. You're on Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We'll be right back.
We all like things to be easy and convenient. New Brakes has done that with brake repair. Jason Minnick's here for New Brakes. They're a mobile brake shop. That means they will come to you, your home, your office, wherever you are, and fix your brakes. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repairs, and they only fix brakes. So you're not going to get the upsells like at a traditional repair shop. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. They only use premium brake parts, and they do back all their repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. So if your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, go to nubrakes.com. Schedule your repairs. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. Whether you're busy at work, relaxing at the house, watching the game, they have Saturday, Sunday appointments. You do what you do while New Brakes fixes your brakes, and they're great at what they do. Go read all the 5-star reviews and schedule your repair now at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
Your home for the Texas Rangers all season long.
This is Poch Rodriguez of the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers baseball on ESPN San Antonio is brought to you by New Brakes Mobile Brake Repair.
You are listening to 1250 ESPN San Antonio.
And 94.5 FM.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Hello, I'm Dr. Torres, founder of the Institute for Functional Health here in the heart of San Antonio. Has the healthcare model of the past century let you down? This story sounds all too familiar. You see doctor after doctor, each one runs a few labs, prescribes a new medication, and invites you back in a few months for prescription refills, likely without a game plan. You're stuck in this endless cycle, while quite frankly, you don't feel much better than you did when you first started. Sure, your labs may improve. Your doctor may say everything looks normal, but you know better. You don't feel any better. This is exactly why I invite you to visit us here at the Institute for Functional Health, where we have reinvented patient care and are proud to invite you to the future of integrated modern medicine. We offer primary care for when you're sick or need prescription refills. But more importantly, our entire team focuses on finding the root cause of your symptoms and getting you off of your medications. So if you are tired of masking symptoms and are ready to get to the root cause of your problems, call us for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
You can talk keto all you want, but if you don't have a team of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the diet marathon. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have these big, bold flavors that kick your taste buds into high gear. Korean kimchi barbecue, pasilla chili cheese, spicy dill, and more. Eat them right out of the bag or try them in your favorite recipes. You'll love this snack. Visit your local H-E-B and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rind.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Meal Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed meal enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Meal Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Let me tell you why I love my Spurs, man.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Matt Bonner.
This is Manu Ginobili. Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It's Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. Go get yourself a pie. Get ready for a good game tonight, Spurs and Bucks. Catch it live on Ken's 5. We had Joe Reinigle, sports director there at Ken's, on earlier. Go check out the interview at ESPNSA.com, our audio vault. The Spurs taking on the Bucks tonight. Coach Bud comes home. Good news is Lonnie likes the Bucks. Had his best game of the season against them earlier in the season, though we lost. But it was, in fact, a fine game. Spurs sit at the number 10 spot, a game and a half in front of the Pelicans. If the season ended today, it appears they would be playing the Memphis Grizzlies, who are taking on the Pelicans tonight. So worthy of a watch on that side of the ball. I think we are rooting for the Pelicans. I think we'd like to see the Pelicans pick up a full game on the Spurs if they manage to, or a half game, I think. It's East Coast loss to if they lose to the Bucks. But, hope springs eternal. If we do get an opportunity tonight, Jason, to see more of the young guys, name your young guy starting lineup.
Oh, man, the young guy starting lineup. And are we still keeping Lonnie on the bench, or are we moving him? Because Devin Vassell is there.
I don't think you can make a mistake there.
It's crazy because, obviously Luka's gotten a start already this season. We've seen all these young guys get starting minutes. I don't know that I have a young guy because I still got to play DeMar. DeMar's still playing. And, I get the feeling Pop is still trying to win. He is. Otherwise, by all accounts, everybody's healthy and ready to go and is available tonight.
How beholden should we be to DeMar? Don't you think he's made up his mind? Don't you think he knows where he's going? He's just waiting for the offers, but the offers are going to be relatively the same. He knows the Spurs have the money. Why do we feel beholden to him? Why should we be beholden to him?
I think as we see her on the 10th day of May, that one of the reasons we have not seen a minutes change for DeMar DeRozan is because at the All-Star break or at the deadline, the trade deadline, when we heard the reports that they were trying to get a long-term deal with him, and we didn't hear about one, I think they came to some sort of an agreement. Because if he was on his way out, I think he'd already be resting. Pop would already be trying to get other guys those minutes and those shots. I think he's made his decision and he will be back. And all his comments talking about the frustration with losing, playing with his teammates, everything about it doesn't sound like a guy that's got a foot out the door. I know he's a pro, but
I think it falls to being a pro, Jason. I really do. I can't imagine a scenario where he's back. I just can't. I think he gets in the way of what the Spurs want to do. He's the best option today. He's the best option by far. He's phenomenal. True. He is the best free agent out there, but he's not the best free agent for us. It's just not going to fit. I think Pop knows that. I think DeMar knows that. I think he's been playing out the string, just waiting for the excuse, that magic number to arrive, which is now 3, by the way, the combination of Spurs and Pelicans wins and losses. Spurs wins, Pelicans losses. 3.
They got to be Pels losses.
Yeah.
Because there ain't 3 wins on the schedule for San Antonio.
So we now are at the cut. We got 5 games to go. The expectation is that they're not going to win one because every team they're going against has some modicum of need to go win, even though the Bucks probably are the least likely to need that. But you're playing against the freak and Coach Bud, who's always going to be out to take down his lead. If you're looking for lineups tonight, the Spurs are going to be going in with the usual suspects we expect: DeJounte, Lonnie, Keldon, DeMar, and Jakob. The Bucks are going to start Dante DiVincenzo, Drew Holiday, who is the most important player on the team, Chris Middleton, the freak, of course, the best player on the team, and Brooke Lopez. They're good, man. Giannis has been on a run, and if you're playing young guys, who gets the short straw to cover Giannis tonight? It looks like a DeJounte gig, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
not going to be Jakob.
Well, no. And if it is Jakob, he'll have 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes, and then it's going to end up being DeJounte. I'd put Vassell on him quite a bit too, man. Go get some education tonight. It's going to be brutal, but how do you learn? Go against better players. He's long. Because also I don't want to get DeJounte in too much foul trouble. But it's always a tough matchup wise there for the San Antonio Spurs. So we know tonight's probably not going to be a pretty game if Milwaukee brings their A game. If Milwaukee comes in thinking this is going to be easy, and if the Spurs can somehow break out of their 3-point shooting slump and, I don't know, hit 10 of them, 8 of them.
That's not a slump. It's who they 25%. Are. This isn't about slumping. They weren't good and then got bad. One, they don't take them, and when they do take them, they miss them. So,
but again,
this is the primary thing to be addressed 30, in the offseason.
They're taking 25 or 30 of them. You read the Jeff McDonald article in the Express News. He just said we got to knock that bleep down. You're taking plenty of shots. They're good-looking shots.
They're not taking enough threes. I think Pop would tell you that. I think everybody on the team, but DeMar would say, we got to take some more threes, man. We can't keep up. Even when we shoot 50%, we're behind because they're shooting 38, 40%, but they're hitting threes. The number of possessions don't add up.
All right, maybe they're not taking enough, but of what they're taking, the percentage is so bad.
It's awful. I mean, we're a terrible shooting team, and it's time to address that. And they're not going to be able to fix that in the next 5 games. But I would like to see Lonnie Walker and Devin Vassell and whoever else comes in off the bench, Trey, whoever you are that gets the extra minutes as the season closes, take the threes. See what this offense – let's truly bubble this. We saw it in the bubble before where they experimented and played loose and fun, and it was about the best part of all last season. Well, let's see if we can take 5 games and do the same. Let's do something fun, interesting, and maybe even win a couple.
4 of 22 from 3 against Sacramento, and somehow they won that game. On the road trip, it's pretty incredible that the Spurs were 24 of 93 from 3-point range on their 4-game road trip. Just awful.
That's an architectural flaw. It was how the team was put together. It's not. I don't blame the players. They've never been good at that. Patty is the lone letdown here. Patty should have made more. Everybody else, I don't hold any disregard for them because they've never been 3-point shooters. That's not why they were brought in. That's not what they do well. And it's dumb to expect anything else. But that's a design flaw that has to be addressed either through the draft or through free agency. They better bring in 2 legitimate NBA shooting threats, or this season will be repeated next.
It's going to be crazy. And I'm going to put, while Patty's a disappointment, so is Rudy Gay, from a professional bucket getter that just ain't getting them, especially from deep. Because a 40% 3-point shooter at one point?
Yeah, but he was never a 3. He's a bucket getter. He's DeMar. Get him the ball at the right time and, get an ISO, and he'll go get you a bucket, but that's not this game. Again, we are architecturally flawed. We want to be a beautiful team, but our 2 best players our 2 best bucket getters are individual players. It's a fault by design. So you get 5 games to rectify the situation and bubble it up like last year. Remember how good we felt when they didn't make the playoffs, but played so well. Let's hope we get that over the next week. They play well enough just to get out of the playoffs. We can feel good about ourselves over the last 6 weeks, which has been utter misery. And we can go into the offseason with high expectations, but this week's going to be so hard, difficult against so good teams.
5 games against teams that have something to play for. It's not going to be a good week for the San Antonio Spurs. They're going to close out the year 0-6.
It would not be a shock at all. Don't worry. We will cover all of that tomorrow when we come back on the Blitz on Wednesday. We're not going to be around tomorrow. The Rangers are going to take our spot as they got them a businessman special. So the Blitz will be gone for a day. Come in with the Rangers. It's brought to you by New Brakes in Texas and GPS. We've had a good time today. Any parting shots, Jason?
See you, boys.
See you tomorrow.
Bag. I get my oat bag now.
Getting ready for the hangover without the headache. The Saturday Morning Hangover. Saturday mornings 9 to 11.